And here we are.
It's the spooky holiday. Time for us to play the spookiest of video games. the game that broke up the relationship between Remedy and Microsoft. Ooh. Quantum Break.
So, Patrick, did you ever play this?
Rob, I will go ahead and I will click timeline. 87% discovered. 75% discovered. 96% game completion. This is a great. I really like Quantum Break.
You
yeah. Okay, so this is the weird thing. I feel like this game doesn't get a lot of love. Didn't get a lot of love. It's sort of viewed as like it's the Remedy game people don't talk about that much. No. And yet when I played it at like a couple years after it came out. It was like a pack-in with the Xbox One Series X. Like they were just like, we don't have a lot of new games for this, so here, fuck it, have a bunch of first-party games to run on this. And I was playing it, and I was like, this rules. Now, did the regular breaks into a low-budget TV show seem kind of weird? Especially because the low-budget TV show was significantly less impressive than the actual video game you were playing. Yes, that was a bit weird. But it was cool.
Well, and I feel like it's the equivalent of like whatever your favorite band is, and they put out, you know, like an outtakes album or like a bunch of B-sides that were like released on that Japanese single that you like didn't import from Tower Records. You're like, oh man, I love this song. It's like, You like this song, like part of the reason you like it is because it's like a little forbidden. Like it wasn't there on the timeline. And I think Quantum Break, I'll be curious if there'll be any attempt to like go back to this game sort of thing. Not that I think it was ever considered a bad game. I think Quantum Break was always just considered kind of middling. It got caught up in like the lowest points of the Xbox timeline. Ironic for a game whose menu literally lists timeline on here at the moment. I think Remedy themselves were a studio in transition. And people forget, but like we're commonly associated with Microsoft, right? I think Alan Wake was originally like a Microsoft published game for like the 7 years that game was in development, originally as an open world game before it became the Alan Wake game that's the more linear and focused, as we know. I'm fuzzy on a little bit of the timeline of that stuff, but it was very much that Remedy was kind of seen in some ways as sort of a Microsoft's second party. Like Quantum Break was supposed to be that sort of thing, and this game was so messy, based on the different executive mandates that were coming out of Microsoft. I don't think this was a launch game, but it was a launch era game. I can't remember specifically when this game comes out, but again, it was like part of that TV pitch, right? Like if people remember, the Xbox One had an additional input in the back. It wasn't just HDMI out to go to your television. It had HDMI in so that you could take your cable box and plug it in and have a UI layer on top of it.
All-in-one machine. You only ever needed to turn on the Xbox.
I think there was a certain logic to that part, but like everything around it like was utter nonsense. And even just like the idea that like, hey, can your Xbox also function as sort of a HDMI switch? Like it's not like not a terrible idea either. But just other devices didn't have a coaxial.
If I could route a few more things through one of these boxes right now, wouldn't hate it.
Right.
But I do feel like the weird thing is, like, I think the breakup between gamers and cable was already well underway by this point. Like, I didn't have a cable subscription for a long time, but I was still getting game consoles, and I feel like that was always sort of part of the weirdness of the pitch. It was like, we're going to solve this problem that... Is this a problem for a bunch of you? Is this really burdensome for a lot of you folks? And then cable cutting really took off, shortly thereafter. Like the number of solutions where you could just like, I'll just launch the app, really started to explode after that.
So we are... Oh, shadow filtering. Can't go to ultra. High is all we're letting me do. Let's turn on all this. If,
Wait,
you know,
what?
if this machine can't run all of this on the, it just doesn't go to ultra. Like the screen display reflection is only high.
Yeah,
it's all we've done.
Yeah.
So we're playing this a little bit later. I mean, sure, naturally to wonder why aren't y'all like Rob is Mr. Remedy himself. He's not in the games, but he might as well be. Why aren't we playing Alan Wake 2? Well, we're going to play Alan Wake 2. In fact, actually, we're partnering with GeForce now again. In a little bit, we're going to jump into Alan Wake 2. We thought it'd be fun in the same way that we spun the wheel and did some other stuff before we jumped in some of these sponsored streams that we've done before. We thought it'd be fun to like jump into Quantum. I thought it'd be fun to jump into Quantum Break, and everyone else said, "Yeah, that seems fine, Patrick." And so we're gonna jump into Quantum Break for it. Starting a new game will permanently remove all my save prospect. Collectibles diaries.
Wow! Wow!
Oh, the things I do for the audience.
Oh
at Remap.
my goodness! What are you gonna do now without that save?
I didn't even know they were there, Kato. Is it quantum saves? Do they really exist?
I'm excited. I've never actually seen anything of this game.
Time. It destroys us all. This is what you.
All I know is
Well, because I think part of what
it's Jake
became a
from
problem with this
Animorphs.
A growing fracture.
Well, he's also in Alan Wake 2, right?
Yeah, he is.
He's like the sheriff in Alan
We
Wake
went after
2.
the device to fix it.
Mr. Tim Bray.
Things turned ugly. Pulse Stream was there to stop us.
All right, that guy's also in this.
He has
Yep.
superpowers.
Jack.
Him and me both.
I mean, they got some people for this
Yeah.
thing.
they did.
And this is also when they it took forever for the Halo show to come out, but this was also, I think, that era.
Going too fast.
I think
for
Steven Spielberg came out and was like, "We're doing a Halo show
you? Okay.
in like 8
wanna go
years,
first?
and it'll be okay." Yeah.
Yeah, people pointing
Start at
out
the beginning.
the actress who played Jesse Faden in
When you
Control, I
first
think,
arrived
is
at
one of the
Liverpool
actors in
University.
the TV show segments.
Oh, really?
I came
Yeah.
back home to see my best friend, Paul Serene. He wanted to show me.
Do we know if Control does Control have any nods to the Quantum Verse? Like, is Remedy themselves?
I think it might. I think it might have it might have a very like sly one.
Whoa! Come on! Watch where you're going, man! Fuck off!
I love. Do you think someone is listed in the credits of this game as almost hit protester? Like, I guess how they're listed in the
Yeah.
subtitles.
Riverport University. Here we are.
I actually love this university. This is like one of your better
Hey. Thanks. For
campuses ever, fictional campuses ever created.
You'd been away for 6 years.
Paul and I had kept in touch, but, well, not so much.
Oh, the interview format is a good
I was just happy
like
to see
narration.
Paul.
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Paul. Jack. Just got to the campus. Where are you?
God, it's good to hear your voice. When you hit the courtyard, look right, you'll see
I love Remedy's like idle animations. Like they're very
so looking forward to this.
animated, I guess, for lack of a better term. But like, there's a lot going on here.
Why 4 a.m.? Why not wait till morning? Paul had always been a showman. Huh. That's vaguely ominous.
Join the protest.
Just don't think
I'm
about it,
ready.
man.
When was this game? What time?
Narrative objects.
Time.
Locate narrative objects in the world. I love to locate narrative
Early
objects.
2016.
Like,
2016. Okay.
Yeah.
narrative
Yeah, the
objects sounds like the kind of
interview
thing that would be
voiceovers.
in a. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the interview voiceovers are a pretty good like framing device for this. It
Do you
might
know where the physics building is?
I might like it better than little
big-ass
snippets of
metallic
Alan Wake
turtle
reading his
behind
story to
me.
you.
Hard to miss, man.
Thanks.
Okay, budget Topher Grace.
Babe, can we go home yet?
Some protest.
Yeah? Just not even good. Okay. She seems like she could use some help, man. Like, I don't think that lady's in a good place.
You found one.
Narrative objects is like the kind of term that is on a design doc, and then at some point gets like a better way of like presenting it to the player. But there's something very quaint about 3 of 16 narrative objects found. It's like profoundly funny to me.
Come on, Amy, call it a night. There's no
Protests seem like a lost cause. Made me sympathize with the students.
If you're with that fraternity, you've done enough damage. We're being shut down.
Hey, I come in peace. I'm just meeting a friend nearby.
At 4 a.m.?
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, we're spreading awareness about Monarch Solutions, so if you want to know how badly they're giving us the shaft, then you could just ask me.
Okay.
Man, it's so weird that someone would just think he's a frat guy coming along.
How would you feel if you knew a corporate monopoly was taking a massive dump all over your personal history?
That's quite an opener.
Good. Because that beautiful library over there is over 100 years old. It's part of the city's heritage. And Monarch Solutions plans to tear it down tomorrow. Do you want to know why? We've got a chart with all the details.
Can I have...
Actually, I favor new development, and I'm tired of historic buildings being used to block new infrastructure. So,
Sorry, I gotta meet my friend.
I'm glad Monarch's here, actually.
Keep fighting.
Wow, you can just
Enjoy your booty call.
Not exactly.
walk away. Oh, look,
Look, I'm
Nice.
trying to expose the lies, and I'm trying to find the truth.
a nice.
It's an ocean.
Oh my
Oh.
God! I was
There it
about to
is.
say a nice lake.
Time to self-reference.
For 4 years. Dark matter and dark energy constitute over 95% of our universe.
Hey,
We're just a speck of light floating in an endless ocean of darkness.
I mean,
that
that's
the clicker?
incredibly fast. That's incredibly fast to have, like, this reference in the game.
This is just Alan Wake 2.
this is just Alan Wake 2. They knew all along. They knew all along.
Well, they have been pretty,
Different
am I being
actors for
spoiled for Alan
Saga.
Wake 2?
There might
Like,
be
watching
spoilers.
this? Should I stop watching this? Like, I need to play the
2016,
game, Remedy.
though. They were laying groundwork in 2016?
So we can slice lies in the blood of
Well, not for this game as conceptualized, but they have pitched and failed to pitch, or failed to sell, Alan Wake 2 before. It is not a game that arrives now. Like, Epic funding it is not because there was a bidding war for Alan Wake 2. Now, granted, that changed a little bit after Control was such a success and kind of reinvigorated like Remedy in like sort of like the eyes of the broader gaming public, and probably also the people signing checks, but they've wanted to make Alan Wake 2 for a long time, and then Epic ended up being a convenient marriage between a company having a shitload of money, although not enough to keep all their employees around and pay them, but wanting to sign a game like Alan Wake that would get an audience really jazzed up.
Not why I'm here, Chief. Holster that safety whistle.
prick.
Holster that safety whistle.
I actually really love this opener. This opener always to me has felt like such a good... the end of a long, shitty night on campus.
You made a long trip just to see a research project?
Well, reading between the lines, Paul was under a lot of pressure. He needed a friend. I wanted to help him any way I could.
Son of a bitch.
Jack Joyce. In the flesh.
Oh, there he is.
Esteemed Mr. Paul Serene. I'm shaking money bags.
Shut up and bring it in. Welcome home.
Stone Crow. Is that one of the bands in Alan Wake, like that metal band?
You'd never come back.
Yeah,
That's the old
me too.
guards
be.
of Asgard. It seems related though, right?
Poets of the Fallen Old Gods of Asgard, I think, are the same band. I'm not
This
sure.
way.
Stonecrow is one
We're
I've
going
heard, yeah,
upstairs to the
but
project
probably.
lab. How was the flight?
First class. Thank you for that. It's a step up from our van trip to Utah.
I missed that van.
I'm guessing Will's not meeting us.
He doesn't know we're here.
I knew Paul had asked my brother Will to consult on his project.
Sizzle.
Will was all the family I had, but he was difficult.
In here, Jack. Going on?
No,
Let's throw
sorry,
some
I need to
minis
collect the
down
narrative
and get some
objects.
gaming done here.
Motherfucker. Sorry.
There was an
Have you seen the
interactable
narrative
in my
objects?
viewpoint. I must go
There
to
are
it.
16 of them.
There's more to this than you're letting on. Is it about my brother?
Still worry about him, huh?
If Will did something wrong, then
Jack, man. Look, I've been tight-lipped about this for a reason. This project we've been working on is going to change the entire world.
why do I smell one of your long-winded presentations on the horizon?
I would
As you
never.
walk in on the PowerPoint projector.
Wah, wah, wah.
A perfectly placed
The River
presentation to illustrate
Port
the project.
Rexes.
Now,
I want
put that there.
so desperately for my daughter's high school
Enough
mascot to be a T-Rex.
That'd be sick.
Come on.
Can I petition for that?
We'll get to your lab. I want to see your presentation. I know you love this
Whoops.
stuff.
Mastodon.
Come on,
is-
man. Dazzle me.
I know you got a narrative
that you?
object.
Yeah, it's Mastodon making
Uh,
a noise.
you're getting toots. You're getting
I'm getting toots.
tootaloots.
I'm getting tooted. Sorry about that. Okay.
Well, if you insist.
Progress. Our primary drive as a species. Over time, we have cured life-threatening illnesses. Explore the world.
Oh, good. Going into marketing spiel mode.
Don't ruin my flow. But there is one element which denies us true progress. Time itself. Now, I'm not a
Yes, I
scientist.
am a mad scientist. And I need
We've
funding.
known that in theory,
All good mad scientists start by saying I'm not a scientist.
Space-time, potentially allowing travel through both space and time. Years ago, William Joyce, your brother, posited the
oh,
existence
right.
of chronon particles.
Oh my God,
boy.
is that fucking
Charlie!
Charlie?
Charlie! Charlie!
Enabling the
Charlie!
constant and steady progression of
My
time.
baby! My baby!
Your Project Promenade.
Yeah, see, Avron gets it. We all, everybody.
To discover and
We all, everybody.
That's right.
and the results are staggering. There's more, but that's enough of a primer for now.
I got some questions about the T-Rex.
All right.
How's our
let's
season
do
doing?
this.
Like,
So this is about.
can the
quantum
Bet
physics.
MGM map let me put down something
Oh,
on
you
the
know my
spread
brother's
for the
been
Riverport
stuck down the
Rexes
rabbit hole.
this weekend?
Is that why you brought Will on as a consultant?
When Dr. Kim passed away, your brother was the obvious choice to bring in.
Why'd he pass away? I'm just curious. What happened to Dr.
Just
Kim?
asking questions.
Everything good with the Time Conquest project?
Welcome to Project Promenade.
Oh, always good. 5 minutes before fracture in time. That's awesome, though. Like,
I
just
love
as an
this fucking
aside.
game. Fuck it, we need to go back.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, hold on. Is this turning into a long like
Hey, NVIDIA, like, I know this isn't on your service, but, like,
You were
can
looking
we just put the overlay up and keep going?
It's impressive, but Will's the scientist. What do you need me for?
There's a reason we're doing this.
I mean, we're kind of like, it's kind of like we're, like, for the audience, they're watching through the cloud. It's through a Twitch, you know?
Yeah.
Feels like that fulfills the mandates of the contract.
When your brother found out the scope
I
of
did
what we were
finish
building
Lost
here,
Star now.
Well,
We keep one of these days.
One of these days. You keep
One of these
threatening.
days, it is in our back pocket that, like,
Yeah.
when,
scared off the investment.
like, Rob's out, like, we don't have ideas, it's sleepy time. Maybe it'll end up being like a holiday podcast.
Holiday
that seems
pod,
like
yeah.
a good idea. Please write in with your lost questions, and Kato and I will answer them. Patrick will try to remember a show from 15 years ago
Yeah.
that he was very emotionally attached to.
Jack, you know asking for our help is not easy for me.
Thanks, Shower Skeleton, for the subscription. Do a playthrough so I don't have to, please.
See, the tests I have to run here are
Oh
not
my
strict.
God,
They're
Kato.
illegal. You're the only
Lost
one I can
reasons.
trust to help me
Lost
do
reasons.
Wow.
That's great.
Wow.
Podcast title.
I love my older brother,
Sorted.
but he didn't make it easy.
It's okay. And Kyle, we got any questions? I'll go get my Lostopedia. It's right around the corner. It's
Right.
easy bathroom reading in the downstairs bathroom. Just sitting there, right, in case you want to know, like, what's up with those polar bears? Don't worry. Turn to page 75.
That's amazing that they ever made that.
I really think Aiden Gillen's character is a really good antagonist in this game. Like, he really is convincing as, like, your charismatic old friend, and then there's, like, a switch that gets flipped once all this goes bad, and you meet, like, kind of a different version of him.
Activate the core. Are you sure you
Oh,
want to do
man.
that?
Love to throw a big switch and see what happens.
Didn't you ever play Half-Life?
Do you push the switch? Do you pull the switch in Half-Life?
Yeah, you're the one you jam the thing into the big reactor to cause the resonance cascade. It's not a switch, it's more like a big cart full of shit that you push into the particle beam.
We need to keep pushing forward, Jack.
Are you sure it's...
The figures are all stable. The core replicates the effects of a rotating micro black hole, so activating it can be a bit intense.
Black hole? What exactly are we testing here?
You're about to find out. This way.
Oh, if you let me
Got to
finish
raise
the
corridor.
PowerPoint.
Just like old times, eh? Slightly illegal, moderately reckless.
Yeah, you be moderately restless with a black hole.
I could tell this was different.
I love it. It's like if
Still, I didn't
they
understand
did the
how
Manhattan
massive and far-reaching
Project
consequences
in the
for this
basement of a small liberal arts college.
I knew Paul. He played it cool, but I could tell he was nervous.
What's happening? We're really doing this, Jack. It's gonna be amazing.
Here, take this. You need this key to activate the corridor.
Thanks, bro.
And hey, get your prints all over these machines, please. Just can you touch everything real quick?
It's part of the testing process. Like finger here, finger there. We don't know where we're gonna put the finger scanner.
Ready?
It's like we're launching a nuke.
Yeah, that should be some cause for concern.
One way to find out. 3, 2.
Oh man, these two are such bros. We're not launching a nuke, are we? I guess you better turn the key, bro.
Let's find out, bro.
You chicken shit to turn the key, bro? It's just a key, bro. Come on, it's just a key.
Travels around the loop, exits the other, and arrives at the predetermined time in the physical location where the machine is situated in that time.
Pastor. Wait. This is a corridor for... You're actually going inside that thing? In the machine, through time. It's a fucking time machine.
I'm going to be the first, Jack. And you're my witness.
This is crazy, Paul. I mean, this can't be safe. What happens when...
Our team has already proved it works in the trial phase. It is ready. We've passed every test, every inspection. We're about to make history.
Whose
Jack.
tests?
Yeah.
Whose inspections?
All you have to do is hit that switch.
Jack, do you think it's weird that the big founder of this company is completely alone when he's doing this? That none of his team is there to, like, help do this? Are we observing time cap rules?
Paul.
They're not touching.
How...
It's fine. It's okay. Stay calm, Jack.
Stay calm. There's two of you. You just fucking multiply.
This is exactly what was supposed to happen. He's me, a future version of me from 2 minutes in the future. Your evil future self.
That's a good line.
We did it.
No, don't touch.
They touch.
Fucking incredible. I mean, just
Okay, no, see, that's crucial. Because it establishes we are not using time cop rules.
Yeah.
Before they happen, cure diseases before they spread. I just had this conversation. Still sounds good second time.
Jesus Christ.
Now go into the machine. You need to complete the cycle. Yeah. Yes. Of course.
Wait, Paul, what are you doing?
It's all a big loop, Jack. I need to enter the machine and travel back to the moment I exited the machine in order to, well, be here.
And what if you don't?
There is no what if. I'm here. It's already happened.
I was really hoping you said, well, then you get a quantum break.
Well, that's impossible.
Title
That's
screen.
literally impossible. I mean, I can't even...
There's no time to stop now. We need to test the other direction. Set the machine to 5 minutes to the future.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, sure, why not?
What are you doing? Oh no. Jack.
He's here.
You have to help me with this. We have to shut this thing down now. No, stop him! Shut up!
Hold
Damage
on.
the core!
Hold on. We can't shut it down. Paul's still in there.
Shut up!
Look
Shut
at me.
up!
Look at me. Put the gun down and we can talk, okay?
No, there's no time.
You're not thinking straight. Put the gun down. Jesus Christ, Will.
Time is going to end. Jack, you have to trust me.
You really should have gotten to the end of the
Or what?
PowerPoint.
Last page has some crucial details on the consequences of these actions.
No, I gotta let you out.
Oh, quantum breaking.
My quantums are going everywhere.
Ah! Oh, my quantums.
Uh-oh.
Remedy loves a good face close-up shot.
Mm-hmm.
Classic of the genre.
You okay?
I think so. I'll find a way out. Make sure Will's okay.
Yeah.
No, he took like so many quantums to the face, though.
He's got to, you got to enter into quantum protocols, just like concussion protocol in football. Like, get into the blue medical tent, buddy, and we'll let you know. We'll let you know if you can do 2 + 2.
I love the quantum break effect that runs this game too. I think it does. It's legit kind of cool. The whole like.
What the hell?
Oh, wow.
This is crazy. Will.
He's probably fine.
Will.
Yeah, he didn't seem like he was in a good place.
Jack. Hey, Will.
I mean, a lot of the story and stuff in this game is the kind of thing that there are so many cool ideas that are executed, I don't know, 7 out of 10, sort of, to be like crude about it. But gosh, I would love for Remedy to revisit it somehow, someday.
Too late.
Because I think the Remedy that exists now would do a really incredible version of this.
Is that a Hobbit? Yeah, it's a Hobbit.
Come on. It's jammed.
This wasn't supposed to happen. The figure's all...
Kind of the strong not Penny's vote vibes happening right now. Just hand up.
Hand up on the glass
screen.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Campus security is here.
Jesus Christ!
See, if you replace all the tenure track positions with adjuncts, you can buy yourself a SWAT team.
This way.
They have a name for it, Traveler. That's not good.
I didn't want to leave Paul, but there was no way to help him. I didn't know where he'd end up.
He's in his quantum egg.
Rob, is that where you go on like a nice chilly fall evening when you can like crack the window open a little bit? Maybe a little nap in the afternoon? Just get on that couch and go into your quantum
If anyone
egg.
needs me, I'll be in my quantum egg.
Jack, your hands.
Gotta keep moving.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to think about it either, honestly.
Jack, your hands, they got Unreal Engine.
Jack. You just... What just... Go. This way. Move.
That was the first time my power started to manifest. An out-of-control burst of energy. that saved me.
Night Owl. Jack, your hands. I think you're a video game protagonist.
It must have altered your relation to the chrono.
Will, what I just did back there. What the hell is happening?
That's what I'm telling you.
Not in the right language.
Look, Jack, sometimes PMCs go to the shooting people factory and they get shot themselves. Don't worry
Time is
about
an
it.
egg, and that egg is fucking broken. The time egg is fucked.
What?
Look, eggs.
The egg is
See?
bad.
Time egg.
There's a fracture in time. It's breaking
They
down
knew what we were thinking about.
to the end of time.
Not the time.
Door.
The quantum egg is
Locked.
ruined.
They cut my security clearance. Ah, that didn't help.
Stand back. I'll get it open.
Can I rewind the keypad to be in a different era where you did have access?
HQ.
Why is he
He
capable
just-
of, why is he capable of getting through that door? I understand he's got time hands, but that was just his shoulder.
Come in here.
You're the athlete, brother. This is the nerd scientist, right? But you're the one going on ski trips to Utah.
Come on, Paul, about this.
Okay.
About the calculations. I tried to make you listen to me. By shoving a gun in my face? Yes, a gun. The universal symbol for shut the fuck up and listen to me.
I unlocked it without you.
I don't know. Here on this side. We sure you didn't head back up to the lab? We could have gone back and tried to take the surface
This doesn't make any sense.
See, this is why I want rack mounting in my house.
Why are you?
Your biggest concern right now?
Backup's en route to flush it out.
Paul
Give
brought
a
you
tiny
here
bit of
to
floor
mess.
space and get a ventilated crawl space with beautiful invisible cable management.
Just screw that right into the ceiling, Rob. You know? Just have hundreds of pounds of electrical equipment just like
Yeah.
put right into the ceiling boards.
You have no context for any of this, Jack. You weren't here.
They get caught because they just can't help themselves. They start roughhousing in the crawl space as the guards
Oh,
are going by.
hey, bucko.
I'm not touching you.
They're trying to kill us, Will. It's pretty goddamn personal.
Listen, getting you involved is the last thing I wanted. I'm sorry.
Right.
Rude.
Thanks, bro. Couldn't hold the ladder for like one more second.
Fracture in time is only gonna get worse. We have to stop this before it's too late.
How?
First, we have to get to my car.
Then we need to pick up a six-pack. It's really important that we get like a double IPA.
And then we need to
set.
take a.
Will, get out!
Oh,
Target's armed. Opening fire.
And then we're gonna go take in a River Rex's game.
Yeah, I got $300 on the spread. I'm sorry, I gotta see it through.
Will, stay.
How else do you think we're gonna afford the
Down the
IPAs?
gun, Joyce. Circle around.
Then stop fucking shooting at us.
This might be the most improbable part of the entire adventure here.
Yeah.
It's just like Jack gets a pistol and they can defeat these
just
fucking SWAT team doing like a slow-mo headshot.
Will, are you okay?
I think so.
Like, it's one thing if I've got the time powers, but I don't have the time powers.
This is way out of hand.
I'd used a gun before.
Oh.
Been in a couple tough spots.
I'm pretty sure I could do
Never
this.
had an army of pro gunmen chase me.
Not good.
I like that they explained it just as we were kind of thinking.
Yeah, immediately after, the player is gonna be like, "What's going on here?" Which, at some level, I appreciate.
Yeah.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Hey, for once, this isn't my fault.
Hell yeah! Just the fight's over.
Time's acting up again.
No surprise. We have to go.
Raider team, have Jack and William Joyce been detained?
Did you hear that? They know our names. They knew we'd be here.
They must be after the machine.
We can't go to your car. Monarch could be expecting that.
We have to, Jack. It's important. To fix the fracture, we need to get to my car.
Okay, just walk me through this, Will. Okay, time's broken. Fine. But now you're saying we could fix it?
In the trunk of my car, there are time jumper cables.
Years ago.
I'm gonna need you to attach these to your teeth.
Countermeasure.
It's really important. It's really important.
The other end have to go on the two poles of the time egg.
What happened?
Maybe the door's still open. Let me try.
The time egg is in my mom's basement. Yeah, it looks a lot happens in 6 years. Things have gotten weird.
They did this, didn't they?
Will? Oh, crap. Frozen again.
Somehow I could focus and unfreeze Will. Even if the world was still frozen.
Stunner. She was right.
See, like, this stuff is really cool.
About all of this.
Like, that I can, like, take that gun from him? Fuck yeah.
Yep.
Let's go.
Where's your car?
This way.
Yep, I'll take that. I'll take that. Thank you. Don't really need it, but I'll take it.
Can you shoot
Wow, they're
in
just out here
slow-mo?
messing up those protesters.
No.
I met this girl.
What are you doing?
On my way here. I'm gonna get her moving.
I'm gonna get her moving? Leave her alone!
right.
Don't bring her to your time bullshit!
No! She's getting got by the PMCs.
It worked on you. Why isn't it working on the others?
I don't know. It may have to do with chronon exposure.
Oh, well, I mean, of course. I mean, I don't know why I didn't know that to start.
What are they doing?
Classic chronon exposure moment.
Taking everybody, every witness to what they've done. We can get to the parking lot through the lecture hall.
You said you were prepared for this. You knew it was gonna happen. How?
Beth Wilder. It's complicated. I'll explain in the car. Through this door.
Spooky lecture hall.
Oh, it is spooky.
Stuff's collapsed. For now. Oh no.
You look out the window, all the PMCs are getting wrecked by the kids now because they don't have their guns.
Okay. Okay, Will. Calm down, okay? I'll take
Dudes
care
in
of this.
Letterman's jacket are just like
I'll
power
fight my way
bombing.
through. I'll get the car and I'll bring it around. No. Are you sure you can fix time?
Actually, the frat boys are all drunk and asleep
Then
by
we'll
this
call it
point,
even.
which was the issue.
Check out the blackboard. People are yelling to check
People
out the
are
blackboard.
desperate for you to go back to the blackboard.
Okay, alright.
Alice Forever 73. Was that Lose Yourself in the background? It did kind of sound like the riff.
Hey, Alan Wake.
Oh, Alan Wake.
Love this good stuff.
The hero's journey.
They're the names of the books. Departure, Initiation, Return.
Altered world events.
Experienced altered world events.
Altered?
Holy shit!
What?
Oh my god!
House of Dreams.
We created the games industry's most powerful lore bible from canceled and unfunded projects.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because like the nature of the storytelling in Alan Wake is that all of these clearly like ideas they've been noodling with for an Alan Wake sequel. Like it's like doesn't matter if they're lore. Like I mean, like it doesn't matter what part of the timeline this was or how the game ended up.
Yeah.
It's all compatible.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, reality's altered enough times that
Yeah.
it's okay. It just makes sense. Don't worry about it too much. It's just fun.
Oh man, but I got I put a pause on playing Alan Wake 2 so I can finish Spider-Man 2 and like Mario because I just want to sit and play Alan Wake, not in like oh I played 1 hour this week. And I'm not trying to get ahead of myself, but like obviously probably one of their next big projects is Control 2. They've already announced that. Like imagine how good that game's gonna fucking look based on how Alan Wake 2 looks. Like oh my god, like the aesthetic in that game is gonna be unreal.
What the hell?
And then the next step, a partnership with Hulu and Quantum Break 2, baby. This time with that TV show.
It's so gratuitous.
All right,
like it's
where's
so
your car,
ridiculous.
Time echoes.
Oh, a time echo. I'm ready to echo.
I could see an echo of the past. Will, arriving at the university.
I hope to God I'm not too late.
That's... I'm seeing the past. Oh, shit! Something clicked. I could reach out and stop time in a focused area.
You don't know what you're doing.
Will. Fuck. They're coming from where I left Will. I swear to God!
Ultra kill.
At least you know there's no one left.
Screw the car. I need to get to Will.
Oh, I love when games do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wish more games had like clear signals on room clearing.
You're Jack Joyce.
Where is he?
Wait.
Where's my brother?
Is this her? Is this Jesse?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, is that?
You might still be able to catch them.
And I think she's a character in the live action sequences as well.
What?
It's more
I
complicated.
didn't realize she was in this game.
Well, it's not Jesse. But it is the performer.
Look, I don't know if
Yeah.
you want to, but you should hurry.
Which is Jesse. Right.
But what if she's Jesse?
The way these
playing-
games
What if she
go.
is Jesse? Because it's all different
Right.
stories.
Right.
It's not a lake, it's an ocean.
Exactly.
And time is a universe. You know what I mean? Like we can go as big as we need to.
Yeah, time echo. Nice kick.
No, I want to just keep. I want to keep just doing this cool kick move.
Yeah.
Time jump. That's my new power.
When do we want to swap over, man? Given time stuff.
We should do it soonish, yeah.
Speaking of time.
I was hoping to get some of the live action stuff. I was kind of hoping that could be our concluding point.
Shut the hell up. Look, just shut the fuck up, all right? Boss said to take him to the library. Wants to deal with this one first.
Who's the boss? Time dodge.
Time dodge is cool. Does it make much sense? Like, not really. But like, who cares? Like, all these powers are cool, and like, these are all parts of what make this game like really neat. Like, look at those! Look, I just fucked those guys up.
Yeah, the shooting bullets into the time bubble, and then eventually it just breaks and lets the bullets through. Is good. That's sick.
What?
You still had no idea that Wilder was helping you?
She wasn't the only one.
Lights are out across the whole damn campus.
So like stuff like this is where I'm like, oh man, if they had like another crack at these mechanics, I just think they could do some really cool.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, that was sick.
That looked great.
Oh, so you get a little bit of slowdown right at the end of the dodge. That's
Like, just give me more special powers, less guns. Like, I don't need like an SMG. Like, give me more control-esque, you know, force powers.
Oh, I don't know. I think Remedy's very in tune to how satisfying a little rat-a-tata is.
A little
But they do.
rat-a-tat-a.
I have not used the shotgun in Alan Wake 2, but my understanding it's a good shotgun. And they come from that era, right? Like, I mean, it's, on some level, that is... Like, you cannot divorce Remedy from, like, 90s action games. Yep.
That's... yeah.
Okay, gotta get to the library.
Oh, where am I? Let me get down. Come on.
Oh, you can't.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, nice.
I gotta get to Will.
I hurt myself, though. Little time. No, sorry, that was a little time jump.
Boo.
Some fucking books. HQ, we've got William Joyce in the library. Waiting orders. Over.
Will.
Alice River Cemetery. It's also wild that all these Remedy games are with different publishers. Epic, Microsoft, 505, Rockstar, but the games are still connected. Yes. Yes, that's really, yeah. I mean, that may ultimately limit, you know what I mean? Like, some of the crossover, right?
There's gotta be another way in.
It's easy to imagine, like, a 505 being okay with something like that than, you know, Microsoft. Like, I'm curious what will happen with the Max Payne stuff.
I liked the Rockstar Max Payne. It's a very different vibe, right?
Yeah.
It's like the Rockstar. It's clear they're like, we need to ground this more than Max Payne was, which is the direction to go in it. Go with it, but yeah, I would be very curious what ends up coming of that.
Well, and also just reinterpreting Max Payne, like it's such a specific era of game. You know what I mean? I'd say you can't just do it again, but you can't not just do it again. You know what I mean? Like, if you're doing Max Payne, do Max Payne. Aw. Oh no, no. Oh no,
Oh, no!
buddy! Well, I think that signals the end of our time with Quantum Break. He seems to be slowly working his way over to the left.
He's gonna get it out. He's gonna get
Is
out.
he gonna
Yeah,
escape?
he's gonna escape this.
Time paradox. Oh, come on,
He's
buddy,
about to
get out of
hatch
there.
from his time egg.
I think he's
Nope.
stuck. Can we dash? Nope. Oh, that's incredible.
Shit, no, he's in it.
Stuck. Whatever. You know.
All right, Kato, why don't you? We're gonna take like the briefest of breaks. We're just gonna cut to card, set up to switch over to playing a little Alan Wake 2 on GeForce Now. So stick around. We'll be back in just a second. And we're back. Ooh, we're sponsored. We had such a good time. Just stress testing the wheel some months back. If you've been following around on Remap's journey so far over the summer, we played. We're doing GeForce Now Thursdays, which is when GeForce adds new games to their lineup, where you can stream games from the cloud to your PC, to your phone, to a laptop, to a tablet, sometimes on TVs, depending on the TV you have, if they've got an app, or if you can download that to the device you stick in the side of your TV. Sometimes you got options there, but basically like lets you play games at varying degrees depending on which subscription that you are signing up for at GeForce Now, all the way up to just some of their highest end cards. So if you have a PC that is not capable of pulling off an Alan Wake 2, if you don't want to deal with a performance mode in a PlayStation 5 version of the game, GeForce Now is like a really easy solution. I know, bad at video games pointing out, GeForce Now Thursdays on a Monday. I know, it's a problem. It's a problem, but we're doing our best. Now, I mean, the game came out on a Friday, and we were waiting for it to get loaded up into... Yes, I understand the contradiction. The hashtag betrays the stream. I get it. But we're hoping to do some more stuff with NVIDIA in the future. But in the meantime, they asked us, would you like to stream some Alan Wake? And we said, well, we really want to stream Quantum Break. But yeah, I guess we could also do some Alan Wake 2 as well. And
that's cool
so
too.
We're doing both. Like you can't stop us. Like we'll just put it before the NVIDIA stream is supposed to start. But yeah, like this is one of those things where like if you want to play like the PS5, Xbox, perfectly capable little boxes, and by all accounts, the Remedy's done good work on the console versions of that. But if you want to play it with like full ray tracing, DLSS 3.5, like, and you don't have a monster PC to do that, like your option, like your best option, like your most efficient option, really is to do GeForce Now. And like all like BSing aside, I mean, like you've watched us play a bunch of different styles of games. The reason we did the wheel was like, now we could just play these brand new games that, of course they're going to work perfectly in GeForce Now. It's the big new game out this week. What if we played this obscure Steam game that has like 2 concurrent users? Make sure GeForce Now works, and it did every single time. And the one that I think that was the most impressive was that time that we made Rob play that anime rhythm game.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
was incredible. And Rob was actually able to do some fairly complicated, like not only someone who's not super familiar with music rhythm games, but then doing that with like GeForce Now doesn't have a ton of latency. Like it feels very playable. That like it's more or less you playing it natively in your PC, but like you're not. Like fundamentally, you're not playing it on your machine, and that is one thing to do in an action game. Another thing to do in a music rhythm game. So I think it just sort of speaks to the technology and how well it works. And I sent Rob a link last week, and we're like, hey, if you haven't used GeForce Now on a Steam Deck, you're not living. And I haven't done that yet.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm really close to cooking with gas because I love my Steam Deck. And now there's enough games coming out that don't run super well natively on it. But, oh man, it's like scrunch down that, like I want a 4080 on my little Steam Deck, and maybe I could get that through the internet. So I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna try that soon. So, in theory, we're gonna start a new game. I have played a couple of hours of Alan Wake 2. Rob has played a couple of hours of Alan Wake 2. You can hear a discussion about that with Janet Garcia on Remap Radio that went up late last week, kind of talking through our experiences with the game so far. But I thought, let's start fresh here with a new game. Rob, maybe before we do that, you had asked, had I looked at the settings, and I had not. You hit Control G, you get, your, some of your actual like GeForce settings. You get things like here that's showing you like gameplay data usage rate. That's a lot. Thanks, Comcast. Or actually, no, you should be thanking me. I pay you like $30 a month.
You're welcome, Comcast.
You're welcome, Comcast. Well, how would you sponsor us? And then I couldn't do that. I don't think I could. No.
Oh
standards.
God.
Yeah, I know. Like, but Patrick, you won't have to pay for that data cap anymore. Like, you know, you have different options here, so you can see. But like, even though, so they're like GeForce recommended options that will like kind of set the graphic stuff for you, depending on like which subscription you're doing. And I'll walk through those a little bit later. I'll pull those up. But like, there are different like types of PCs that you get access to, that you're connected to, depending on what subscription you have in GeForce Now. We're Ultimate. We're like, you know, we've got the best over here, which means something we didn't mess with a lot when you and I were playing, when I was watching you play, Rob, was like, just go in and just start putting things up higher and higher and see what happens. Is there anything that you would like for me to mess with here? I will say, this is an Alan Wake 2 thing, but like, this whole like display render resolution was not something I had seen in a lot of games recently. It like threw me for a loop. I didn't know exactly.
Most of them conceal this from you. Yeah.
Right.
They hide their truths.
Well, I mean, this is one of those things that is. So if I understand this correctly, if you match render resolution to display resolution, you would to some extent be undoing some of the benefits that DLSS provides, because DLSS, the thing that it does, right, is it like the card renders the image at a lower res, and then using magic sauce, it up renders it to a higher resolution, displays it, but like better than just like blowing up an image looks. That being said, I definitely did, just to see, I did kind of check out on my PC whether or not it could handle just rendering at the full resolution. It could. It was cool. I might use the frame generation thing.
Okay. Let's
talk about this, because
yeah.
So frame generation. So this is, as I understand, like it's a way that they sort of like they handle some latency stuff that comes up as well with this sort of rendering. I was just on the section where they're talking about this. But yeah, it's just like I believe it's like it's kind of an insert frame type thing. So like there's yeah, so this is ad copy, but it boosts performance while maintaining great image quality and responsiveness.
Rob, I love that. Who wouldn't want that? That just seems like, what's the downside? Frame generation introduces latency. So, okay. I mean, we can give it a shot. Maybe I mean, I guess it won't matter during a cutscene, but we can click that on.
Oh, but this integrates NVIDIA Reflex low latency technology. So they've already thought of that.
Dang. Well, that's good to know. All right, so I'm going high, right? Like,
oh yeah,
quality,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like high, 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 high. Okay.
Okay.
High?
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're gonna want to turn on ray reconstruction.
I am. What is that?
Okay.
And I say that with the voice of as someone in the chat points out, a QVC spokesperson, but I actually don't know what any of these things mean.
What is that? Well, I'm glad you asked.
I'm a kind of person like when they go into their settings, like now, like with the machine I have, I can sort of just put everything on high ultra and just be like, well, that's fine. But I trust Rob knows a little more of like the under the hood sort of stuff.
I don't know. It's all gotten it's all very in depth at this point. But what I can tell you,
Dr. Zing, why doesn't GeForce Now pre-configure these settings? It does. Like, this is just that you don't have to stick to them. You can go in with like recommended settings for like the subscription you signed up for, the PC that gets assigned to that. But they don't, unlike in a lot of console games, they don't strip away your ability to go in and start mucking around with it. So it's like, your mileage may vary. Once you start going outside the presets, like, it's not a magic PC. Like, there's a lot of magic involved, but you still could like tank your frame rate because you'd be messing with thing on the PC you're going into. Sorry, Rob, continue.
Yeah, so what DLSS 3.5 supports is ray reconstruction, which like calculates lighting effects, I guess, more quickly and also more accurately. And so you're getting, I guess, a better like rendering of light process than you would get otherwise. Now, I will admit, you know, sometimes you're watching a Digital Foundry video and they show two side-by-side images and they're like, oh, obviously this looks better. And you're like, those two look really similar.
It's the same
and
picture.
You're kind of, yeah, and you're like, I'm really struggling to see it. There are places where it like this can be a little bit hard to parse, and there's places where it's really not. Like it's really obvious, you know, what's happening. But in general, you get like better. It looks like with ray reconstruction, you get better lighting bounce off surfaces. So like a texture is illuminated more accurately, and you get like more nuanced lighting effects over like you know, over a 3D model. So you know, it's like the game's going to look really good either way, but this is sort of the way to crank up the lighting effects you're going to get.
Wasn't it that one of the tricks they used to do in, you know, different retail stores to try and upsell you on like the early days of like HD TVs was to like brighten them so that you would give the false impression of like that same idea of like you're looking at these two things next to each other. And like when you have all these new display technologies are coming out and like, they just bought a TV they could keep for 10 years, but like we need to buy them. We get them to buy one 3 years later. How do we trick dad into doing that? And it's like, well, it doesn't look that much better, but you crank the brightness all the way up. It's like, wow, this TV is cooking.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's if you like, I think most TVs you'll have secretly on the menu somewhere a store mode, so that will like just boost the saturation and everything to make it really pop. I actually think with ray tracing, what you tend to have is kind of the opposite effect, which is that its effects can actually be surprisingly subtle, and the like ray traced lighting example can look a little bit less dramatic and like poppy than the like other techniques that they use to render this, but it can show off some really nice detail. Path traced indirect lighting, I mean, it's a menu option and it feels like
you gotta turn it up. Yeah,
it feels
I mean, why
like
not?
You just want that.
I love transparency. I mean, look, that's us right now. This is a sponsored stream, but we're still gonna have a good time. That's transparency on high, right here from me to you.
Now,
okay.
Is that direct lighting? What? Is that direct lighting thing something we want? Let me really quick here. Ray tracing.
Going back.
Yeah, it is. We want that.
Controls of the ray tracing technique is used for direct lighting, affecting how light shines onto objects. I mean, Rob, this game has a flashlight.
You gotta have it.
That is direct lighting.
Somebody did have the point. I think this is actually really good, especially because we're streaming this. Is there a film grain option here?
Yes.
Above somewhere. Let's turn film grain off.
But what if we left it on? I love film grain.
You do not. You're joking, right?
No, I'm not.
You like games
like
with digital effect film grain.
Yes. The air doesn't look empty.
So
the air doesn't look empty.
Rob, so we can't add an intermission to Martin Scorsese's Flowers of the Killer Moon. But Remedy says, please leave the film grain on, and we got to turn it off because Rob doesn't like it.
I think frequently, like, the film grain effect is so overstated. It's so, like
if there's a slider...
Film don't look this fucking grainy.
If there's a slider, usually it is too high. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Well, we'll play with it. We'll leave it off.
We can turn it off in the middle of the game. Yeah, if it
well,
looks weird.
I think one reason we want to leave it off is because obviously, like, compression for streaming introduces a bit of noise inherently. Oh. So, do you want fake noise that the game doesn't need to have?
You're just trying to make the experience better for people watching. That's fine. But motion blur, where do we fall on that?
I'm a little more conflicted about that one.
It does feel like a game that has a lot, right?
Yeah.
Turn it off. People wanted us to turn it off. Wow. Okay. All right. Wow. Wow. Strong opinions here in the chat. Motion blur goes in the sea. Wow. Okay. Well, it's a lake, right? Or I guess you know, what was the metaphors that we're using here?
All right, people want motion blur to die. Yeah.
Okay. Goodbye.
All right.
It's out of here. All right. New game. I think subtitles are on by default. I think that's true. I'll put them on if they for some reason aren't.
I wrote, wow, I didn't realize so many people hate art here.
Back to the beginning. We all come to a story with hopes and expectations, looking for an answer. Sometimes
Mondo, Michelle, some of you would turn off FMV effects. I think you're right. I think some people would do that. Ew. It looks like a movie.
Oh my god.
Oh man, Mutacard. Jared Leto asked Alan. I was wondering why the new Alan Wake was bothering me so much. He did get turned into Jared Leto.
Victims and monsters. And the trick is not to end up as either. But trapped by the genre, we are all ripped to pieces along the way.
Mintaka 2D. Hey, how does streaming this game on Twitch work with the penis?
This is not the story.
Don't worry about it. Not a problem. They put it in the game.
This is not the ending I wanted. This story will
also, I think a serious answer. I believe it's all like intent.
This story is
and like sexualization. You know, I mean, like you can stream games with sex in it.
And monsters wear many.
Essentially, if your game is, but only if your game's popular enough. No, you can't. You can't do it if you're like a small indie developer.
Yeah.
But if you're The Witcher 3, don't you worry.
Sounds a little bit like the Poirot theme. Or actually, maybe I'm thinking about the Granada TV Sherlock Holmes theme. Either way.
They're the same, basically.
Oh hell yeah, we're bringing all the technology to
and that's what 40 feels like, folks.
Oh.
Every morning. This is such a great opening to the game.
Sometimes something happens to your leg, it never heals fully. You just walk like this now in the morning.
I mean, you know, I got a herniated disc. You're not far off. It's just, you know, I do my exercises, and then sometimes I'm better at them and worse at them, and then I realize I need to do more of them because I lean down to grab something and go, oh, that's not supposed to feel that way. Time to do stretches again for the next week. And I feel a little like this guy.
My back is seriously fucked up right now because I turned my ankle a couple weeks ago. I got put in a boot. The boot is so heavy and it threw off my gait so badly that now it brought back a lower back problem that I haven't felt pain from in like 2 or 3 years.
No.
And the other day, like just hobbling around with this boot. I'm like, I'm
so happy for you.
Yeah.
Rediscovering moments of your youth. Old injuries. Hello? Excuse me, Mr. Wake.
Please.
My one regret is people, you know, Twitch doesn't do 4K and Patrick's not playing on 4K, so we're not even really pushing up against the limits of what can be done in terms of tech specs with this.
I mean, really what we should be doing is pushing 4K on this even though it's a 1440 monitor. Because why not, right? Like, you might as well just go
play
for
a little
it.
corner.
Right? It's got to
of
make
it.
it
just really
yeah,
tiny little field of view. Dr. Karate, if I had one complaint about the game, it's the random face jump scares not my favorite. They're not good. It leans on them more heavily, I think, toward the start, but every time it pops up, I'm not stoked.
This is a Bray Wyatt promo. It absolutely is.
Well, it's a cheap
That's
trick.
Bray Wyatt right there.
I mean, jump scares in general are cheap tricks, and so part of the reason I think people haven't been more vocal about how annoying they can be sometimes is because of the rest of the game is so strong. You know what I mean? Like often when you watch like a horror film and it's a jump, like there are movies that I enjoy watching that are just jump scare movies, but I know what I'm in for, and that's the highlight, the appeal. There's a lot more going on in this game.
Where's the rest of the stuff? We need to finish this. I'm coming. What the fuck?
Extremely strong opening.
Yeah.
One of the better ones in a while. Oh, you haven't seen this, right? Kato, have you started playing this? This is your first time
No, I
seeing
did.
it?
I did. I started.
Okay.
Not super far in, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
In those big old letters.
Yeah. Well, in dividing it up and getting the music like to punctuate it,
Yeah.
it almost feels like when I experienced that the first time, I was like, that was almost like Remedy breathing a sigh of relief like through the video game of like, we fucking did it!
Yeah.
Like, wait, all you Quantum Break heads out there, you remember like we put in that teaser like, and now we're
I've been
here.
gone so much lately, Logan.
Oh my god, Mom, it's not your fault people get all murdery. What happened?
Work stuff.
Classic kid combo.
Well, Dad and I are just watching the latest episode of Night Springs here. Mom, it's so good.
They rebooted Night
No
Springs, huh?
spoilers.
Mm.
I'll let you get back to the show. You were supposed to wait and watch with me. I love you both.
This is what happens when you go on work trips, Mom. Love you too. And say hi to Casey. Tell him to stop brooding so much.
Logan? I will.
I hope there's, you know,
Bye, kiddo.
this is not exactly a game that needs mods, so to speak, but mod in Sam Lake's last name. I feel like now having learned that information,
Logan thinks you should try cheering
like
up.
put it in there.
Yeah.
Like I want the original cut.
Wonder where she gets that from.
The synchronized cough
The
sips.
synchronized sip.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It can't be a coincidence that another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Feels like the
Next time we do
killer's leaving
a
us
stream
message.
thing, we gotta just try to time up our sips.
I'm glad
We gotta
you
just all,
found
like give each other the nod and be like, all right, now's the moment.
You should take lead. Think of me as the backup.
Kai, did you get my message about
Okay.
re-adding the thing to Twitch?
Any words of advice?
Nothing that would cheer
What?
anyone up.
To turn on the GeForce Now thing again. I think we had flipped that off. Because we kept it on long after.
Here we are.
Oh,
You know, the thing with the
the
exclamation
in
point?
chats. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. It should still be there. You just got to flip it back on as being enabled.
Resurrect
So then
the
we can
bot.
forget about it for another 4 months.
A deputy was supposed to be here to show us to the crime scene. There's the car, so where's the deputy?
Eaten by a bear? I'll check out that map.
Remedy's title card game has gotten so strong.
Well, I like that other developers are doing it now too. So it means that like they have to go even harder.
Swallowed up by the trees.
Whoop, map.
You've got a map.
I think I hear someone. Could be our deputy.
I can go take a look.
The Federal Bureau of Control?
Hell yeah.
That's a new one. Toxic volcanic gas, huh?
The FBC is an obscure branch.
Again, welcome to your 40s.
Unusual cases.
Well, what's so unusual about volcanic gas?
Beats me.
Locked. They really don't want people coming in here.
Sorry, they put a chain link fence in front of it. FBI agent foiled.
Oh.
Ooh.
Birds.
Birds. Ooh.
It looks like,
but yeah, like,
a birder might have come to a grisly end.
More like they got raptured. There's nothing left.
Yeah, definitely a really good looking forest in a video. Like, you know, I think like The Last of Us had some good looking forests. I'm trying to think of the last, like,
welcome back, Anderson.
You know, if Remap was to get into lists, you know, I don't want to do anything that people want to search for. So it'd have to be something like top 5 best looking forests in a video game. Like, I guess that's those are the kind of lists that I gotta be honest, that would be a pretty like a funny conceit is us doing you know, I know we said that, you know, readers were subsidizing what we're doing, and but unfortunately, like, we're gonna have to get in the list game, and I'm starting with best looking forests in video games.
Saga Anderson, I'll be leading this case. Seems you already know my partner, Alex Casey.
Shoot. Sorry about that, ma'am. I'm Deputy Mulligan. I just figured that, you know, that,
Bun Rocket. Top 5 most imposing and or oppressive forests. You won't believe number 1.
my partner's working down at the crime
That's
scene.
the good stuff.
He's not what you call the sharpest axe in the shed.
I mean, it's
I
pretty
mean, it
remarkable,
is
you
true.
know.
Most
Just,
sheriff's departments are full of guys who can't, who
Couple
like
out-of-towners.
aren't good enough to be
I
other
wonder
types
what
of
they were
cops.
doing, sneaking around the woods at night. Not that we have anything against city folk, right, Thornton?
with all this stuff like turned up, I mean,
Don't worry.
you know,
Sheriff
I
Tracy
just
took
played
him
this
back to
intro a
town
couple
while
of days ago on this machine, and like you know, I am not going to like BS you. Like, I can tell that it's not, you know, running natively, but not to a degree that is like, it's only because I just saw it running sharp, and I'm as close. Like, this monitor is so close to me, so it's like it would be very difficult for it to pull that off. Under the best of circumstances, but it is remarkable all this stuff turned up, how quickly you just sort of drift into playing the game. And if I didn't have a good PC,
How do we get
I mean, this would be
there?
a really good way to play the
Sure,
game.
that's real simple. Just through the hole in the fence.
Well, hang on, Pat.
KDR11K, are we running this with path tracing? I think so, right? Yeah, we turned all that on.
Everything's been closed since the area was fenced off. The store, the campground, all of it.
Mulligan, tell him I'm here waiting. I'll show him around.
They got it, Thornton.
Before we get to the crime scene, there's time to review the facts of the case so far.
Have to have yourself
Make
a
sure
good
I'm seeing the
think.
clues clearly.
Well, hey, so it's funny, Patrick, because like I would say
The mind place. My
I felt like I
version
would
of mind
need
palace technique.
really
Sift through
detailed, like
clues
in a lot of
from the
games,
case.
really like
Building the mind place
detailed
again
technical
for
study
each
to see
case.
the difference between like
Using
it
each
running
field
natively and over
office as a
GFN.
model in my
Like
head.
usually I'm kind of surprised by how like one-to-one it is. Now I've rarely done the back-to-back thing where it's like I was just doing it natively and now I'm going to do it over GFN, but like usually it's pretty startling how close it is. I am curious because they're the in-game settings. I do know that sometimes GFN has
Previous murders.
like menu settings
taking another
in the
look.
launcher that can tweak how aggressively it pushes things.
Right.
running in game. It's easy to forget to tweak those. The other thing that we could do, if we really want to like live dangerously, Patrick, we can go back in options, increase that rendering resolution.
We might as well, right? Like, let's
can't stop us.
No, we're already in it. These goals. Oh, I don't have any evidence to put down, so we're probably fine. Well, and you know, frankly, it's why I've wanted to try and get this set up on my Steam Deck and my, like, I need to find. I have an NVIDIA Shield that I procured over COVID because I was trying to find ways to play games like upstairs instead, because we just had the new baby. And I mean, I'm like any bit, like the bits that I can tell playing this now, where I can tell like, oh, like in the certain spots, especially in the blacks, I can kind of tell like it's a high quality stream. I mean, if that's up on my TV, you know, like 15 feet away, like a lot of those concerns sort of start disappearing unless you have a display of a certain size that's really going to magnify them. And especially on a Steam Deck, you wouldn't notice it at all.
I see you're already hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it?
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime scene.
Okay.
Does he know really she's going into like a mind palace? It sort of seems like
fucking mind palace again.
Oh, you're just you just did your fugue thing, huh? Okay. Patrick, there it is.
So we're saying
2560
so DLNA.
That one.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's incompatible with. I think it's still doing the DLSS like frame generation. I'm curious.
Fucking nature.
I don't know how much this is going to come across to like people like watching through the stream.
Who knows?
It doesn't look that different. That like
Well, I mean, the whole argument for DLSS is that it doesn't look that different because it renders at a much lower resolution and then saves you the hardware hit and then it upscales it.
I mean, this I can tell. Like putting it on ultra performance, I can. KDR11K DLNA just means it uses DLSS tech without upscaling the resolution. Gotcha.
I remember that back when they released their DLSS update for Control, Digital Foundry went and did like a side-by-side, and the thing they were really impressed by was that like it did sort of mark a moment where they'd hit a crossover where the game looked better running through DLSS than rendering natively.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's sort of the like kind of where a lot of this tech is headed, right? At some point, where like there are, like Rob, I know why you paid for the highest of high-end cards was like I do want to run stuff at 4. Like even you might get benefits from the AI, like the stuff that's happening, but you still want to run as much of it natively in real time as possible. But at some point, like that tech seems like it will outstrip those benefits, or like the cost to get there. It'll get so muddy, like it won't be as clean as it is kind of now, and even now it's getting muddy.
I think I missed this.
Yeah.
Collectible. It's like a bunch of newspaper clippings.
Yeah, I think I missed this one.
Does hike a day.
Does hike a day keep depression away?
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, yes. It goes a long way to it. But who has time for that?
Yeah.
Well, Patrick, I think the thing is, like the value proposition with like the 4090 card is specifically that like yes, it's a more powerful card, but also its DLSS advantage is also bigger. Like it's a weird thing where the full suite of like NVIDIA stuff is leveraged up even more with like the 4090. So you do start to get like
stairs are out.
You realize those hardware savings.
I'm not that old.
Yeah, I should say these. You get access to a different level of computers based on the subscription that you're signing up for at GeForce now. And there's a free tier. There's one where you can play at 1080, and I believe this one that we're playing on, the ultimate tier, is you get a 4080, so it doesn't go quite all the way up to the card that Rob is speaking of. But I mean, like a 4080 is a really good card. I mean, you're paying for the price of a gaming PC to get a 4080 and to get that through a subscription service is obviously, given the state of many things economically at the moment, may be the path forward for a lot of people.
Not a bad place to get
Well,
murdered.
and also again, like,
If getting back to nature is your thing.
I would say this game seems like it runs much more efficiently than like Baldur's Gate 3. The Baldur's Gate 3, it was like, even on a monster PC, I was like, Jesus, like this thing is cooking my PC. And I was very happy to have that being handled off-site by a streaming PC somewhere.
If they did.
I mean, yeah, once you're paying for unlimited data and it does, like, bandwidth doesn't become part of, I mean, that was something I struggled with for a long time. Like, especially in this generation, was like, you know, you install a game. I'm sure everyone's run into this, especially if you play anything multiplayer. You know, and then it pulls patches, and it pulls those patches.
Roger.
And suddenly you're like downloading like 350 gigs, and your your data limit's a terabyte.
I was literally gonna say, what the fuck is this little witch's hut? It's literally called the witch's hut.
Yeah,
I didn't realize this was
the
here.
witch of Cauldron Lake. Beware, her spirit may still haunt this place. Let's go inside.
I totally missed
Let me
this.
in. What I will say, Kato, is eventually you will be able to not miss it.
I figured.
You will.
Seems important. It's a cool little skull in there. No, nothing untoward. Seems normal.
Midge told me today that her family's moving away. This sucks. I haven't even told her that I like her yet. What's the point anymore? She said her parents want to get better jobs and get her to a better school in the big city. I guess that's fair. Who wants to stay in Bright fucking Falls? I gotta be honest, like, guy expressing his thoughts, he doesn't strike me as like the person writing them. I mean, I'm glad it's here, but like, oh, look at this. She said her, and like the misspellings there of like parents is really good. So I told her. She said thanks. Fucking kill me. I snuck out again last night. Went
Back
to the
to
big house
snooping.
by the lake. Instead of just watching it from here like I always do. Instead of sitting around like I always do. Screw that! Anyway, something weird is going on down there. I'm going to find out what. Going to go back there tomorrow with better gear. I bet I can find a way inside the building. Take some photos. It's gonna be epic. Well, he didn't come back to get the notebook, so...
Probably because he was too busy being epic. He's fine.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
He and Midge are banging right now. Just super busy.
Is that a kid's lunchbox? An Alex Casey movie lunchbox.
Oh, fuck.
Casey hates the endless jokes about coincidentally having the same name as a fake detective. He hates those cheesy crime books. He really hates the movies.
Yeah, I love coincidentally. It's just wild.
Wild coincidence.
Weird. Weird and wild stuff. Right, have you played further enough along, like, the structure of this area where the game will give you narrative reasons to go to a lot of these major locations,
Yeah.
and do your sort of, like, your own exploring, and then, but the game does just, again, like, a lot of other games would be like, hey, like, go do that investigation, like, worry about this later, and here I just love the games, like, I don't know, you want to come explore this big lake area for a while, you can. Is this sort of the structure of how the game goes?
Can't go any further.
Further on, where you kind of get areas you can just hang out in and explore?
Have you done Alan Wake sequences yet?
No, I basically got up to the
I would
witch's
say the
hut.
structure of this game is hard to generalize about at this point.
Okay,
for me.
okay,
I would
okay,
say it is like exploration, returning the spaces. I would say it is hard to generalize what the vibe is. Oh yeah, folks, I did sort of notice the handwriting. I just didn't want to generalize. I do agree. It did seem a little more like a girl's notebook, though. People are saying Grandpa Curdad, hey, lesbians can have bad handwriting too. think for
Respect.
I think for me, that was actually
Respect.
pretty terrific penmanship, which is actually
No,
like,
I was.
it's not a problem in games. Games, most people have good handwriting because you have an art team generating shit like handwritten logs, and so it's all like beautiful fonts. That's like, yes, this is how children write in this world. And then I look at old journals, and I'm like, I can't even read this shit.
Yeah.
I have a child. I mean, she's only in second grade, but I can tell you. Yeah.
Although, you know what's okay? My handwriting isn't that bad. I think it was just made worse for years because of ballpoint pens. Like, the fact that that became a standard, like, oh yeah, we should all use ballpoint pens for everything. That's absurd. It's the worst pen.
UFOs.
I really hope this. I mean, please don't spoil anything for me, but like, if this game had that's the one thing.
Game's
that's
got
missing.
aliens.
I
Yeah.
need fucking aliens, man. Like, give me a Remedy game with some aliens. Like, aliens are just not really done well in video game. I mean, like, there are lots of aliens, but it's all in sci-fi, right? Like, it's not in something scary. It's always we gotta make peace or go to war with aliens.
You need to use a good ballpoint, Rob. There is no good ballpoint. If something turns into a good ballpoint, it becomes a different kind of pen.
Wow. Damn. All right, let's go find friends. Oh no, this is the
Uniball. Yep. That is a great pen. That is true. Uniballs are pretty fucking good. What's the pen I love though? What's the homie here?
I was gonna say you were 100% a person who has a specific pen take.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Morning Glory Promoc. Oh, such a fine point.
Pen thoughts. Oh, you came at this from the opposite end. The guy's waiting for you up front.
Anderson's
great, though.
securing the scene.
That's awesome,
Deputy
yeah.
Thornton, I take it.
Yeah, that's me. Mulligan told me you were coming the other way.
See, that's funny.
That's
that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
This is the scene of the crime. We found him on the table. And we didn't touch nothing. You know, procedures and stuff.
Thanks, Deputy.
Stuff.
You owe me a coffee.
Okay, let's start by examining our guest of honor. Does this fit the MO of the previous murders?
Back to the mind place.
Step 1.
Oh wait, no, she got to look at the
examine
big corpse.
Body is positioned on the table. Ritualistic.
You unlocked your first key image. Narrative object.
Place it on the caseboard.
Another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Coincidence?
Absolutely not. There are no coincidences in Alan Wake. The other thing I've seen some people talk about with this game, oh yeah, love this. Here we go. We got to put up
the lunch boxes.
Gotta put up the lunch boxes.
Folks, this is what I mean.
Finding a Casey movie
If a
lunchbox
ballpoint
out
turns
here
good,
can't be a
it turns into something like a roller ball.
Another message.
What's a roller ball? I mean, obviously I understand it's a different kind of pen, but
It's the same core concept of pen, but like done correctly.
Doesn't look right.
I think you gotta go up to the other side, right?
So this is when we talked in Remap Radio about some of the finickiness. That's like, okay, I have to go out and then
Makes sense.
find the spot for it. It's a little, and it's like, oh, I can't put it there. I have to put it there so that it could go there. it's a little. I will say, Kyle, this is a slightly more pleasant than the corpse examination we were doing in Mortuary Assistant. Little less intense here.
You're not getting so up and close and personal with the cavities.
Cargo straps holding it
Rob, you
down.
lucked out not having to play that with us. Oh boy. I mean, it's great. It's wonderfully made, but F that game.
It's great. It was a fun time hanging out with our friend, the mimic? Question mark.
I think that's what we determined. Well, there was the mimic, and then there's the shadow man.
Yeah.
He was hanging out by the not the generator, but like where you go to cleanse the tank. Yeah, the bathroom.
Definitely matches the previous murders.
We'll definitely play more. Kato may play some tomorrow, depending on how things pan out. But don't you worry. I intend to see that demonic entity will be taken care of. I will see it through. And you know me, Patrick, constrained to do spooky things in October? No, we just do more spooky things in October. That's I'm just allowed to turn the dial a little bit more without being judged.
Who is our victim? Who killed him?
Oh, that was okay. That moment, who was our victim and who killed him? The actor is British for Saga, right?
You saying you heard a little Agent Nam and Jaden happening there?
Yeah, I felt like I heard a slip there. I felt like in those two line reads, felt like they came from different voice acting sessions, and one of them had a little. It's fine. That stuff doesn't bother me. But you can definitely. Someone in the chat pointed it out earlier, and I was like, I'm gonna pay attention. Like it hadn't occurred to me, and now I'm sure it'll be fine. But I kind of wish I didn't know.
Lots of good advice here about how to kill that
the victim is?
epic achievements pop up, which totally derailed one of the most dramatic cuts in the game for me, where it was like bloop 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 for like 2 minutes, as like it just filed all the early game achievements all at once during what was supposed to be a really dramatic needle drop.
Wow! Oh no!
Somebody also noted that one place that GFN can be a little shaky is with like cloud saves, because like sometimes it won't sync before it exits the Steam session, and so like the progress you made will be lost, which is an issue I've run into like once before with GFN. I will also say, however, I have run into that running this game natively through Epic. Unfortunately, I have you don't need cloud gaming to have the cloud sync feature bite you.
Certainly fits the
and especially as you start, part of what
going on that year.
GeForce Now is an extension of a lot of things. It's an extension of the Switch or a Steam Deck, in which we're just entering into a phase where you want to play a game. Like, which room are you in? What display do you have? Like, you can find, you can sync an Xbox or a PlayStation controller to an iPhone or an iPad, and then open up the GeForce Now website, and you could pick up your session. But like, this has bitten me in the butt sometimes on my Steam Deck, where like I'm playing a game there, and it's like, oh, I'm in my office, maybe I'll play this for 15 minutes. It's like, well, but you have a 3-hour session on your Steam Deck that's in a pause state because you turned off the device or you put it into sleep mode. So you got to go upstairs, turn that off, wait for the cloud thing to sync, and at that point I've lost the 15 minutes that I had to play the game.
So what happened to Nightingale after the
So I think some of that is really less about GeForce Now as much as like the way it interfaces with different storefronts, right? It's not natively booting out of like an NVIDIA store.
Guess he ended up here.
I bet there's more to that story.
But no happy ending.
Kenny 11K. I hate when Steam just errors. Cloud sync failed and no further reasoning. Yeah, that one's happened to me before. It's like, I don't know, quit out Steam and come back in. It's synced.
I wish it weren't so like aggressive about reconciling them when you launch into a game and it's like there's a mismatch between your local files.
Pick one.
The cloud. Yep, exactly. Now, whatever you don't pick will be destroyed. So, do you recall which of these sets of files is the correct one?
Someone was drinking beer.
What I love is when that happens and the time and date that they give you is the same for both of them. And I'm just like, is this just not synced? What is happening?
Someone was drinking beer. Yeah, it was probably me, Saga. I gotta be honest.
Multiple people were here. Multiple killers?
We were getting ready to watch football yesterday with my neighbors, and my wife.
And you were like, "Shit, we forgot to do our sacrifice."
Yeah, well, the sacrifice of Dad's liver. And I was walking the kids down the street. I was like, "Oh, shoot, I forgot something." And my 3-year-old turns to me, he's like, "Oh, Dad, did you forget your beer?" And I was like, "Fuck that, you're right. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did." How do you? Okay, how do you know?
Wow. They know.
Okay, all right. Thank you, 3-year-old. Thanks for.
Large amount of blood.
You're now old enough to understand my habits.
The victim died here. I think that's everything. For now, at least.
Mm-hmm. Anything clicking yet?
Not sure.
I gotta
Need
go
to
into
think
my
about
mind place.
You know what? The Chicago Bears need to go into their mind place, figure some stuff out. It's a bad situation. Last night, my wife put our youngest to sleep.
I had to review.
She was tired, but the Bears are playing on Sunday Night Football, and she's like, "Didn't the game just start?" And we were already down 14 points. She's like, "I'm not fucking watching this. I'm going to bed." And just went to sleep. And I was like, "That is 100% the right move." It did not get better from there.
I can't believe supposedly the Bears are considering like some splashy trades.
People
why?
have calmed down on those
Okay.
Chase Young.
Yeah,
because he's a guy who would go for a first or second round draft pick, and just, folks, we cannot be like, stop it, like you stop it. Apparently there were those. I think I saw like Jay Glazer was like that. Maybe that guy's gonna get traded, but not to the Bears. At least hopefully not. All right, hold on. Cases. Oh no, it's probably this one, right?
Yeah, I think you're here.
Yes.
Yes.
Making the connections.
I mean, the little red lines are delightful.
Yeah.
Came to Bright Falls.
Shout outs for GeForce Now for making these red lines look great. You know what? Really out here.
Blueprints indicating multiple killers. Quite the party.
She's really judging, like, oh, here's the beer. Like, quite the party. You know what, Saga? Chill. I mean, you don't seem like a very chill person, I gotta be honest, so...
They planned for the murder to happen here. Passing the time with equipment ready. They were waiting for him. But why?
see, they can do creepy like satanic ritual,
He's been missing for
and they can
13
also have a good
years.
time.
Yeah!
Why here? Why now? Profiling. Get into the subject's head.
Oh yeah, this part's
See what
great.
they saw.
Rob talked about this on Remap Radio. This seemed like one of your highlights of,
Whatever I know about them to
like,
guide
of
my intuition
Saga's
for revelation.
pseudo supernatural
together.
powers, or however they're kind of portrayed in the game. But I remember you saying you quite liked how the profiling stuff worked.
Yeah, it's like stylish.
Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13 years. How did he end up here?
Up from the lake that's not a lake. It's dark. He was there too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Robert Nightingale came from the lake before his murder.
It's just like the lighting choices that Remedy makes, like their last couple of games, like, I mean, really, Control really stepped up their like lighting choices, and I'm sure technology was part about it as well. But you see it on display here. I mean, this is there's all sorts of underlying technologies, and we can turn on ray tracing, this or that, but that all gets accentuated by just their basic emphasis on like really interesting lighting of scenes and like choosing different colors. Which is something you see
chosen as the victim.
in this game a lot.
Why?
Flick the switch. It goes click. Lights are off. But somebody's home.
Mr. Wagstaff, I wonder if Patrick can place Nightingale's
This
actor.
wasn't some random act of violence. This was a ritual.
No? Can I get a
Nightingale
clue?
component.
Can I get a hint?
They didn't see him as a person. More like a container for something.
Steely Dan, for anyone who wants to replay Control, there's a fantastic HDR mod for the PC made by a Remedy dev.
Oh, nice.
That rules. That rules.
Up from the lake that's not a lake. It's dark. He was
The lake is connected to Nightingale somehow. Casey, let's take a look down by the lake. Lead the way.
Sounds good. This way, right?
Right.
Well, okay. Well, I'll just wait here.
Sometimes there are voice actors that you see that like I would just love to have a side by side of
Nightingale
the
came up from that direction.
like the
From
voice
the lake.
booth of them like getting into character
Probably
and
looking
doing
for
that
shelter.
voice.
Safety.
But sometimes I want to see that actually in like in the new Spider-Man game. You know, like the voice actor that does Peter Parker is not. They're not old, but like they're like it doesn't match at all because they're really like they're doing a voice, and it would just be so funny to see that side by side, and that one strikes me
But
as
then they
well.
were interrupted by those witnesses, the Bookers. The job is unfinished.
That seems pretty complicated to me. What was this guy doing skinny dipping at this time of year?
Haven't figured that part out yet.
RJ Lee asks all of us, when's the last time y'all
Lots of
watched
answers for us to find.
Twin Peaks?
I didn't know trees.
Years
Is
ago.
anyone anywhere recent on
How
that?
about never?
You've never
Wow,
seen Twin
really?
Peaks?
You need
I watched
to
the
get
first
out
season
more.
when we watched it a couple years ago, and I was like, "That's cool."
It is kind of.
And then I heard some things about how the second season goes, and I was like, maybe I don't want to go down this journey.
No, you do. You do. I mean,
Do I?
did
Do
you see?
I? I know it's necessary to get to Twin Peaks: The Return. But
Yeah, the return is worth it. Damn it!
So
It just gets slow in the first half of the second season. In a way, it's okay. It's fine.
I watched the first season, in the idea being like I wanted to jump on the return bandwagon,
Mhm.
and then quite liked the first season, but then didn't look up how long the second season was, and went, "Fuck! I really mismanaged my time on this with my wife." And our thought originally was, well, maybe we'll just watch. They're like guides that are like what episodes you need to watch of season 2, but that was kind of deflating. It was like, I'm sure that there are like these are the lore important, plot important bits to get you there, because I know there was a lot of tension when that was produced and how it was produced, and David Lynch being on or off the show at that point. But then I didn't do it, and then I wasn't going to watch The Return without watching season 2. So I actually find myself in the same spot as Rob.
Nightingales? They come out from under the boulder.
Makes no sense.
Was there a weird distortion effect happening over the
Page full
I think
of
there
text
was.
on one side.
Yeah.
Not a printout. Written with a typewriter. Old school. Lines scratched out and edits added with a pen.
Like a manuscript. Page of a story. Killer left a message.
It's for us. The text is about us. The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale. And then there was the page.
So Rob, how do you feel about them not putting the period inside the quote?
Down into terrifying depths.
Bother you at all?
Reading
the words.
Bothers me a little bit.
Words felt like a
I
message.
hate this.
Someone knew they were here.
I'm sorry for
Someone
pointing it out.
Playing a game with them. An invitation. How could they not accept?
Even if they knew it would end up hurting them. Someone's been watching us.
Playing a sick game with us.
You were right. This is right
See,
up
if I were
my
in their
alley.
shoes,
Nightingale
I would
came
just
this way.
book the next plane home. Be like,
Either he
oh,
dropped this
nope,
page.
not doing
Nope.
this.
Bye.
Killers left it for us.
The
Wasn't there some
problem
sort of
is-
control people that could do
I should
this?
profile Nightingale about this page.
FBC was here, right?
Yeah.
Problem is, the second they do that, they discover they're just game protagonists, and there actually is no home to go back to.
We found a page in the woods. A story about these events. What is Nightingale's role in this?
I carry his words close to my chest now.
If you know what I mean.
The awful truth. You must dig it out.
Something was put inside him. In his chest. I must find out what.
Ooh, horns there, Saga.
I think he came from the lake. But his tracks make no sense.
I mean, I understand why they're there. I think Rob, you mentioned this, but like some of the things just saying like for later is kind of a goofy way of like gating the player from just like looking at the information. Like no, that's later in the story. You don't know that stuff yet.
Okay.
But I picked it up. Like I have the information. Let me look at it.
Found all I can here. Time to properly examine the body.
It's just a novel way of like trying to get around the okay, so if people play this game like Patrick and they just start wandering randomly around the woods, how do you prevent them from like discovering all the case shit in the wrong order? And so it's like we will simply not allow it to exist until you paint by numbers the investigation.
This whole mountain used to be an active volcano. Imagine the
KDR11, is this mostly a horror shooter, or is there much more of this type of investigating? Once again, I would say it's hard to generalize about what this game is. I would say there is different modes this game is in. It's not as binary as Alan Wake, where it's like by day you talk to some folks, and then by night you like run through the woods killing shadows. There's a lot of different like vibes and stuff you
I'm
do
not
in
gonna
this
say
game.
no to quality time with a volcano. I mean, my daughter.
You made it back. Good. I hope you didn't get stuck in any of those big puddles. Crazy flooding down there, huh? Just like I said.
Deputy, I want the body taken back to town for a proper examination ASAP.
Well, sure, but the coroner won't be back in town for another week after Deerfest.
Not a problem. I'll do it myself.
Oh, and Sheriff Breaker called to say he's got the bookers at the Oh Deer Diner in town.
I yearn to attend a Deer Fest.
To the gate is a short the parking lot just up the hill.
Send Remap to Deerfest.
Thanks. Let's get the car, drive to Bright Falls, and talk to these witnesses, the bookers.
I mean, Bug929 does point out that DeerCon is actually better, so
Let's try
we'll
that
have to do some
shortcut the deputy
research.
mentioned.
Load up the old web browser.
Yeah.
Figure out which deer convention we want to head to.
Deerfest is a super spreader event.
Wow. Wow.
Seems like a nice town.
Wow.
Murders aside. Pretty woods.
I can see it.
Cute lodge we got set up in. We should go for a hike if we get a chance.
Now you're just being mean.
It cures depression.
Deputies aren't exactly up to the task, but hopefully the
Deerfest?
sheriff will be more helpful.
Well, you can go on a hike.
The deputies doubt they see much stuff this gruesome.
God damn it. I hear Deerfest is pretty cheap, only $1 or $2 to get in. Good, good job. Good job, the Great Polio.
I do love how like again, just like the way this forest is depicted and the way light plays through it. It's like once you dip down, like the sunlight gets cut off by like the hills. It is so like murky and gloomy down there, and then you like emerge from the forest and it's like, oh, it's still daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the
It has
fog
it has a
settling
very
down there.
upsetting, oppressive atmosphere.
Yeah.
Despite being also extremely pretty.
So if we get to Bright Falls, there is like something apparently like NVIDIA highlighted if you actually want to see what some of the graphics
Tracks
effects
leading
do.
to a dead end.
Yeah, sure.
For a camera? To record.
That's where we'll be headed next.
Maybe. And why take out his heart just to throw it away?
To stuff in something for us to find.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. If a forest is that like dark and dank,
we are.
and then it's like fucking
Let's drive back to
midday out
town,
here
meet
when I
the
get to the
sheriff at the
parking
diner.
lot, I'm not going in that forest anymore.
I don't want to be there.
That's too cursed.
I can't get that many.
While this loads up, I'm gonna go grab more coffee. I'll be
I've
right
never
back.
seen killers reach out so directly before.
Damn impressive work so far. With your technique, these hunches were moving fast.
I
These
wasn't sure about taking a
hunches.
case so far from home, but I'm thrilled to be here for this mystery.
Your magic bullshit. It's going pretty quick.
Need to swing by the lodge to get anything from the field office?
No, I'm all set.
I'll park there anyway. I want to walk to the diner, get a
God,
feel
Bright
for
Falls
the
looks
town.
so different than in the first game. It's like, oh shit, now it's like a real town.
It's a real place. Oh no, Patrick. We get to watch the.
The
What are
diner's
those
just up the
thermoses?
Look at those
Sheriff
reflections
and
of
I'll
that
let you
dancing Oh Dear Diner thermos, folks, in the puddle ahead. Actually, those reflections are fucking sensational.
Yeah, no, it is good. It's also spectacular movements. Art, true art, this dance. The dance of the thermos. Was aerosol cans? Maybe they're aerosol cans. That's a thermos,
No,
right?
that's coffee shit, right?
Yeah, that's what I
you got the
thought.
Oh Dear.
Oh dear.
Oh Dear on them.
Oh, my coffee bros.
What?
So
We're
hang on,
coffee
Patrick.
bros.
Don't move yet. Don't move the character. Just back up a little bit, like to closer where you were.
Oh,
ah shit.
Yep.
Never mind.
Oh.
I'm actually curious. Yeah, stop here. The dancing, the dancing thermos. I'm curious now if you go into settings and turn ray reconstruction off, whether we notice a difference in how that is depicted.
The frame generation?
No. Scroll down. Ray reconstruction, I believe, is the yeah. Turn that off.
Whoa.
And I'm curious. Yeah. Now what do now?
It's not as good. It's still kind of there, but
It's still kind of there. It's yeah.
but it like definitely felt more like correctly reflective.
All right, but the thing we apparently like are like something that's called out because it's a really good demo of some of this tech is in the Oh Dear Diner. So we go to that scene. See this thing, basically plant. It's still good, but it's a lot worse. I don't have the "it's a lot worse" eyes for this shit, unfortunately. Like I feel it's like people who are really. It's like people who do detailed like image editing, for instance, or like you know rendering. The stuff that they are able to pull out of an image versus me, it's like night and day.
How much did you have? Not enough. That's how much. Never enough coffee. Oh, that's rich, bittersweet nectar. Get it in Coffee World. Get it where you can. Get it now.
I'm supposed to be advertising Oh Dear? What the fuck's Coffee World?
Well, I'm sure that like as
Well,
like you get in a
come
lot of
get
small towns.
percolated.
Oh Dear. Oh Dear
This
is
is-
probably sourcing their coffee from Coffee
From
World.
Coffee World, right.
They might have the same
Proudly
owners.
serving.
You don't think the amount of hot caffeinated beverages
I mean, the nature of
has to do with it? I don't know what you're talking about.
like the lake community where like my parents met and I spent much time as a kid and spent a lot of time now.
Change of topic,
Like
please.
there used to be a bunch of different businesses down there owned by a bunch of different people. And you know what's happened in the last like 30 plus years is just Well, they kept the signage the same. It's just owned by the same rich person working their way down the street to own every part.
The thrills never end and the coffee never stops pouring. Now it's 10% off all your coffee-themed purchases.
Yeah, the island where MK used to spend a lot of time when she was growing up and her family sends to vacation. All the businesses on that are like owned by this one family that's basically like controlled the island ever since they murdered the Mormon like leadership that held it before that. And so like everything, there's a bunch of different businesses, but it all kind of like traces back to like one like Irish immigrant family.
Hey, there he is.
I got you both some coffee. Oh,
Hey,
Washington's finest.
he's time skipping. This is just, we don't know what happened in every moment of Quantum Break.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff. I'm set for coffee.
You know, I wouldn't say no to another.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. This is Agent Alex Casey.
Tim Breaker. And let me just say, I'm
Tim
happy you two are
Breaker.
here. Frankly, we could use the help.
Wait,
I remember the first
you think
game,
that's
Sarah Breaker.
Hold on, I didn't put this together. Do you think it's Tim Breaker because of Quantum Break?
Yeah,
gotta be
that's
deliberate, right?
the actor.
Well, I know that. I just, when I played this game, I hadn't like,
Time
reminded
Breaker.
myself.
Time
No,
Breaker. Yeah, that's
except
why
it
it's
was
Tim Breaker.
Except it was Sheriff Breaker before that as well, before Quantum Break. Now maybe it was all long play, but it was Sarah Breaker in the first game.
Could have been a long play. I think Tim makes it lean into it though, right? Because Tim looking like
Time Breaker.
Time.
Yeah.
I think 100%.
I think that's maybe just that maybe just like I don't think that's them
Tim
laying.
Breaker.
Right, I don't think that's them laying the groundwork. That I think that's just somebody in a room going like, "Oh fuck yeah, like this is
We-
great.
we
Like,
like-
we
yeah,
can
we have
actually
this."
do this." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We have the technology. Like we can make this happen.
Your deputies said you had a couple of witnesses here.
They made them sound like suspects.
Mulligan and Thornton are still on about that? No, the Bookers don't strike me as the murdering type, but you can decide for yourselves. They're just inside having
Folks are just joining us now. If you can't tell
Casey, you
from
compare notes with the sheriff.
the way the stream's structured, like looking at it, like we're playing this on GeForce Now, which is NVIDIA's custom, service where you can log in, you can connect your Steam account, your Epic account, your Uplay account, and you can play select games. Not every game that you have on those services, but a number of them, in which you can play new games like Alan Wake 2, like we are here. Whole library of other games. If you go into the archives at youtube.com/@RemapRadio, you'll be able to see some previous streams we did with GeForce now, where we added every game that they had in the library, and then added the new games as they were added each week as part of GeForce Now Thursdays. This game was added last Friday, and we're playing it on a Monday, so the timeline is all messed up at the moment. But you can check out us jumping through a bunch of different games, including newer games like Baldur's Gate 3.
Time has broken.
You want to see Rob play Dragon's Dogma, like Dark Arisen for a little bit? Like, that's the power of GeForce Now. You can get Rob to play Dragon's Dogma.
You remember when Rob played Dota 2?
Yeah, I do. Well, you tried to get me to play Dota 2 by adding it to my mini wheel
I
last
put it
week.
on the wheel.
That was good. No, that's a good bit. I'm with you on that.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. Are you the Bookers?
That's us. I'm Tammy, and he's Ed.
Hello, officer.
Just Saga is fine, Ed.
So are we being charged with anything? Because if not, we'd love to get back to our hotel and decompress after what we saw. Take a bath, scream
Oh, I'm sorry. Is my murder investigation
We're not charging you.
inconveniencing you?
Nothing to stress about, okay?
Cheese shake. Can you play Game Pass games? Can you play Game Pass trademark
GM.
games on G? Now trademark. Remap Radio's Pat Topic. Well, spell my name right. It's no extra C. That's a very common. Like a lot of people do that. It's totally cool. Like you're not the first person to see it. But so you it's not like you get a direct pathway to GeForce Now or to Game Pass through GeForce Now, but as part of the like Activision Blizzard acquisition, they did make a deal with NVIDIA to start adding PC Game Pass games to GeForce Now. And so I don't think that's a one-to-one situation, but those are being added in collaboration with Microsoft, and so they're like it is you can sort of get you that is a new addition to that where some PC Game Pass stuff is coming through NVIDIA.
So what did you see in the woods?
This naked dude came out of the lake, and he was acting crazy, shouting weird shit at us. He must have been on something.
Unless skinny dipping at dawn is a thing around here.
Feels like it could totally be a thing around here.
Yeah, yeah.
You got a big lake? Of course.
Cheering into the naked guy with knives.
What else are you gonna do in it?
Like
It's a
some
sleepy small town. You're gonna run out of things to do.
And then we bolted and called the cops.
We have an isolated glacial lake with pure, clean water, and nobody's there. And it's like, sorry, I'm stripping down.
Aren't enough.
They were shouting, "Cult of the tree, the cult of the tree, cult of the tree."
That's a pretty good imitation. He adds the
This
little
guy's
like
great
kind of
witness.
demonic inflection.
Yep.
The whole thing was terrifying.
Ooh.
That's all.
Okay, I just got hypnotized by the
What
reflection
were
of the
you doing
ketchup and
at
mustard
home
bottle
last
in the window.
I'm a writer.
Oh my god! Oh my
We're
god!
here from New York, doing some research on a famous novelist, Alan Wake, who went missing.
Oh,
here.
okay. Hold on. When this dialogue is over, I can zoom in on that.
Perfectly legal.
Like the reflections in the
the
tabletop
table,
are good
yeah.
too, but like,
Look at that. So is that actually like what is causing?
well, Patrick, let's
You know?
go into the options menu and fuck with some things, and see what NVIDIA wants us to do. This turn off the ray reconstruction. Let's turn off the path. Let's turn off the path trace indirect lighting. Couple down.
I guess we're seeing it happen in real time, right? Like we can see.
Yeah, it looks like the render is changing, but yeah, we got to kill the path trace lighting. 2 down.
Well, you killed them.
Well, obviously
They're gone.
transparency is, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
But bring
I mean, let's look at the
transparency back
table.
up, because that one.
Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. I messed that up. So it's transparency. Yeah, enabling realistic
It is.
mirror-like reflectivity without blocking details behind
Okay.
the transparent surface from view.
All right, so exit out. Yeah, so let's go back into the world now. One of the things that the NVIDIA guide on this called out: find the cake case. You've been in a diner. The case with the cakes and pies.
Yeah,
there
right
it
here.
is. Yeah.
You want me to turn something back on?
Donuts.
Like
hang
turn
on,
all
if
this
we
stuff
go
back on?
into, it's still so. One of the things that they've mentioned, if we turned off the big RTX effect, is those like opaque
wait, hold on.
reflections that kind of block
Whoa.
what is in the.
Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
lot. Okay.
There are
So,
more
I'm gonna
reflections there.
Keep that in your mind palace. Your mind place, excuse me. And then if I go. Hey, just a small thing. This is just like UI stuff in general, but like, let me hit up here and go to
go
the
back
bottom.
to the bottom. Yeah, yeah.
Please. Oop. So, like, the direct lighting is a big one there.
Yeah.
That's taking off a lot of that. And like that's a small thing, you know. But like you don't see the window anymore.
Right.
It's still like
And,
a good looking
like,
diner.
It still looks good, right? But it's like kind of faking the effect, where it suggests like, yeah, that's how a glass case would look, but yeah, and then you kick the stuff back up, and it just gets bonkers.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things
God
like you're
damn.
never
That's
gonna
wild.
notice it unless you're like I didn't notice that playing the game. I have that stuff kicked on my machine, running it natively, but it it doesn't make or break a game, but especially in a game like this, you know what I mean? Like it's an atmospheric game in which there are a few studios who care about detail the way that Remedy does.
Yeah.
Like having
Somebody
that
mentioned
stuff
there's a TV
on.
screen somewhere we should check out. In the room, there's a TV on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
holy
Oh. It's an old CRT, yeah.
Right, yeah, it's
Holy
reflecting
shit.
everything. You can see the janitor.
Look
like,
at
in
that.
real
Oh my
time.
fucking lord.
And then so I
I
assume
am
if...
I am freaking out, man.
So if you just take the... So, yeah, you turn all this off. And just... It's the same as the one before, where it's just kind of suggestive. Now, it seems to be pulling in some geometry. It's not as though it is... Like, you see the table. Is that a static image, though? Or is that actually anything in real time? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm curious if it's like taking in like a sample location that is like pulling in data from like one perspective that is basically being piped through to that surface. Like, because this is kind of how bump lighting works, right? Where like my understanding is there's like an actual like reference object in the world that like serves as your in-world sensor for the lighting, effectively. It's a decent way of faking like the way light bounces around, but create some weird artifacts.
Thornhill joining in. That looks like a cube map to me.
Yep, sure.
Cube map.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm with you, buddy.
Oh, it's doing software ray tracing. Interesting. Then what's it doing? Then what's the...
We're dealing with an organized group of killers.
But I think also it's like,
not alone.
It is a bunch of detail that you won't necessarily notice, but I do think it creates a sense of like the game just being really pretty. It's sort of the way like Pixar movies are full of detail that isn't necessarily important, but it is all additive to the sense of like, wow, everything I look at in this thing is like really pretty. Like there's like every scene, there's something really striking that sort of rewards investigation. Not everyone's going to see the same stuff, but everyone's probably going to have that one little moment where something pops.
I need to know more
and
about the code of the tree
it's
if I'm
like,
going to shut
oh,
them down.
I love spending time in this world because, you know, look how sumptuous it is.
Pump map. You gotta do the profile, right?
Bump mapping culling. The culling of the bump maps.
I really like their joint photo.
The new Alex Casey novel.
The cult of the tree. What aren't the bookers telling me?
I found their necklace. The symbol is...
Backstory says, yeah, the Digital Foundry video on how, quote, insane the graphic requirements are, because this game had, ahead of release, there's definitely some discourse, especially folks with, like, 1080 level cards kind of being left behind in terms of being able to play this game with a lot of bells and whistles or play the game at all at a reasonable frame rate. Now, granted, those are, like, 7-year-old cards. Like, that's a console generation ago. Anyway, back to Bectionary's point, is that Digital Foundry sort of found that, like, a lot of what Remedy's doing is like actually taking advantage of a lot of tech that you can like turn on and off, and you go, what's this here for? It's doing a performance hit, and I can't really see anything in the game that's, you know, it's part of why, like, you know, ray tracing always seemed to me, I mean, it's still, until you see it done right, you sort of don't see the, like, the reason for having it in a game at all, especially when that stuff can be, take such a performance hit, especially if you don't have, like, a 300 level car, you know, like a 3080 or something that can start taking advantage of the better DLSS stuff. I think Alan Wake is showing people like, yeah, okay, you need a real machine to get it, or signing up for something like GeForce Now to get it a different way. But there are like tangible aesthetic storytelling benefits that exist on the margins but contribute to the whole.
No trespassing.
My book has questions.
But I do fundamentally agree, like Frampus, you can set the graphics to low and it still looks good. The thing about this is, like, you notice how rich it is when you crank the detail up, but when you drop it down several notches, the game still looks really good.
Yeah.
Which does also speak to that, you know, the degree to which we are in an era of, you know, the marginal returns thing, right? Like how important are these graphics options to most folks? You know, it's I mean, you know, it's not necessary by any means, but it does look good.
So you found something there, right? A necklace these cultists may have dropped.
Okay. Wow. How did you put that together?
It's evidence.
You're going to
You need to
fucking
hand it
jail
over.
because you lied to a cop.
I just know how there's like several different ways that Saga could have presented that, like to just naturally, like, I know they have something. I'll just get there through some like indirect questioning. Is like, give me the fucking necklace, like dipshits. Like, I know you have it. Like, is really good.
She ain't concealing the mind place powers at all. Okay,
No,
this is fucking weird.
not at all, not at all.
Do me a favor. Stick around town for now in case we have any more questions.
Like we'd even dream of missing Deerfest.
Oh God. Saga Anderson. As I live and breathe.
Rose looks so different, and I can't tell if it's like
Thought we'd never
it's
see
a
you
different
again.
woman because this universe has been changed, or it's just like
Thing happened to you
in 10 years she got a new character model.
Yep.
Are you? I'm sorry. Who are you? I don't know what you're talking about. It's me, silly. Rose. You know me. I don't think I do. And what horrible thing happened to my baby girl? She drowned. Your daughter. That's so weird you don't remember. How do you know I have a daughter?
Saga, you didn't have to engage with us, you can just pistol whip her.
You're blocking out
No.
the traumatic memories. Happens on TV.
Oh wow, you don't remember your daughter drowned?
The you're just blocking the traumatic memory line is so much.
It's so good.
It's so funny.
If you say so.
It's like, oh, I know what you're doing.
Oh wow, if you say so, Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine what Rose is like in her off hours? Good God.
Well.
Maybe Rob does know.
Well, no, I mean, Rose is the first character. She's kind of ground zero for the Taken in the first game.
All set?
And at the end of the game, she might be the last person who's still in the world that's like infected by the dark
Okay, see,
presence.
I gotta leave.
Mm-hmm. So she's got a lot going on.
The cult of the tree.
She's got a lot going on, yeah. She's like a creepy Alan Wake superfan as well.
Have you heard of this cult of the tree, Sheriff?
Only the urban legend. If you're in the woods at night, the cult will get you. That sort of thing.
What about this town looks urban to you, Sheriff?
Wizard or something. Are we?
I played some D&D back in the day.
Looks like you have some guests.
Was he gonna say
Morning,
that,
Sheriff!
Yeah, real important guests. Deerfest. Always draws a crowd, right?
Too true. More the merrier.
See, again, can I just have a little picture in the video feed in the corner? Show me the voice recording sessions for that line.
A really horrible discovery I
what do you
made
know about that
is that
waitress
towns like
from the
this
diner?
basically exist in Maine.
Rose? Yeah,
And now all I want to do is move to Maine.
Why?
Wow.
She kept saying that my daughter drowned. She even knew my name. It was all very weird.
Rose has a talent for saying the weirdest thing possible.
Yeah, Averin, I made the mistake of visiting Camden, and now I'm like, what? How can I rearrange my life so I can just live in Camden?
Hey, boss. Corpse is downstairs ready to go.
Yep, in the morgue, all prepped.
I'd like to take a closer look as soon as possible. Lead the way, Sheriff.
Oh, this is the Bright Falls Sheriff Station. Anything you need, just let us know.
We appreciate the
I
support,
love the
Sheriff.
tiny little control thud of new locations when it's not like a big one, but just kind of a new place you enter.
Agent?
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna listen in. Pretend I'm not here.
As you know, the investigation is being taken over by the federal agents. Sheriff Breaker wants us to cooperate fully.
Aye, ma'am.
I'm being serious, Nelson.
I'll fuck you up, Nelson. Hold on, let me open up this drawer. Thanks. Let's take this shit.
Just gonna... Was that ammo? Was that just ammo in a...
Yeah.
So we share a morgue with the funeral home next door. It's a shoestring budget. I guess you guys don't have that problem, though. Our only coroner...
Oh, right, the TV in the break room. Yeah. Sorry, I know you're probably saying something important, but whatever, this isn't a real playthrough. We have to watch this.
I am a tourist, and it appears that I'm lost in the woods. You only had a tour guide, also. It's bear season.
I didn't see this.
You didn't see this?
No.
Oh god, this thing's amazing.
Oh.
Did somebody call for a tour guide? Oh wow.
Finland.
Brothers Adventure Tours. Unforgettable tour experiences at affordable prices. That's right. I'm Ilmo Koskela, voted best coffee roaster / tour guide for Coffee World magazine. And I'm here.
Looks like you might own Coffee World magazine, my friend.
Yeah.
Ilmo, I've heard the government has seized and restricted access to many local nature attractions. That is true, Janko. Many local attractions have recently become fenced off by the government. And that's why, at Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours, we say, fuck the government.
We have bolt cutters.
Take you anywhere.
Amazing.
See, these guys probably could radicalize me.
Fishing in the crystal clear waters of bright.
Yeah, Rob, I want to go work the front desk at this place. Shadow them.
When
like,
he dips,
learn.
the little smile he gives you when he dips the ladle into the cool, crisp waters of the lake.
Just one phone call away. Book now to get a 9% discount on this limited edition Oh Dear Diner coffee thermos.
Oh, that was spectacular.
Holy, I cannot believe that you missed that.
Yeah.
My heart, I'm glad I was able to fix that because my heart breaks.
Thank you.
That,
I have to keep a lookout for more TVs, yeah.
Yeah, because I think you can pull them up.
My first ever prank on Casey. A true classic.
Right? There's a TV. And it's like you
amazing.
Kind of, you see that and you go, there's six of
those.
Six of these.
Yes. Excellent.
We got here in the food section. Locos. Dairy cream. I assume some of these have to be like featured snacks in the Remedy world. I forget what the soda was called in Quantum Break. We looked
Sizzle?
at it in that first area. Sizzle, I think you're right, yeah.
The worst name for a soda.
Just look at how the colors change as you go into that room.
Yeah.
I'd say I feel the same.
See, these are the effects I want to achieve with a bunch of hue bulbs in my place.
Oh yeah.
Oh babe, you want to put us into morgue mode?
Hold on, I'm going
Remap.
to morgue mode.
We'll get to hear a really fun conversation next week between Rob and I about Philips Hue lamp bulbs. Look forward to that next Wednesday.
Okay, let's take a look at our patient. I'll start with the external inspection before performing the internal.
You've arrived at the new location, the Dong.
What was the cause of death? What other clues? There's writing on here. Can't make it out.
Writing? How'd they manage that?
Not with
The
a
body
ballpoint.
shows signs of being submerged in water post-mortem. It doesn't add up.
But at least all the writing, all the text on the screen is extremely legible because of the advanced technology at GeForce Now. Sponsors of this stream. The only reason you could read
They
this
did make
text so
something
well.
inside his chest. This looks like text. A tattoo?
Nightingale didn't strike me as a tattoo guy. Defensive wounds. He put up a fight.
Now, Kata, where is the stuff where we stitch his teeth?
Yeah, we gotta
back
stitch his
together?
teeth together. Well, we're not preparing him. We're just investigating.
I guess that's true. That
Somebody
already
else's
happened.
job.
Time to see what Nightingale's body can tell us.
Have you played? Have you seen? So you haven't? Have you seen this part, Kato?
No.
Have you played this far?
No, I stopped right before getting to here.
Oh, well, Spookyville.
Oh, good, great.
Text is smudged. Looks inverted. Heart can't have been marked before removal.
That's just not possible.
There's definitely something in his chest. Did the killers leave it there?
Well, time to find out.
Get in there.
Let's
there.
just muck around.
You gonna put on gloves? Gloves, nitrile gloves for.
I would wear gloves. I also would probably be using not scissors, but or tweezers, but what are the things that they look like scissors, but they have the little like. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be using those.
Same type of page we found at Cauldron Lake.
Nightingale hunted Saga. Didn't see her. The Taken could not see into bright light. Light hurt them, made them vulnerable. Nightingale had no heart, but here he was, killing.
Someone's created a fucked up fantasy about us.
Hey, hold on. We found these kinds of
this part's so good.
I didn't think they were relevant to this case. I have them right here. No, wait.
Excuse me?
Didn't see her. Could not see into bright light.
I'll make you pay.
Oh, it's so good.
Is that?
He's coming.
I mean, that too.
No weapon.
That's good. That wasn't.
Now, what would that window look like if we rewound that and played with the different lighting settings in Alan Wake 2 on GeForce Now? I'm actually kind of genuinely wondering what that scene would look like differently. I'm sure you can always see the character, but
I need to get into the light. Now.
And now you live here.
see me in the light.
Doesn't this game have like a
My
famously
gun's out in the
gruesome
hall. Gotta
death
get it
scene? Let's find out.
Oh.
Hey, buddy.
Oh. That wasn't shit.
No,
wasn't horrible.
maybe you have to die as Alan Wake. I'd read some stuff about it.
Well, Janet also talked about like it being pretty gnarly when he dies, but I did not find it gnarly.
It's only in the Alan death scenes. Oh, okay.
Oh, Patrick, here's our chance. Change the settings.
Oh shit! You're right. Okay, hold on. No. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not
You gotta die.
That's a good idea.
Now.
You know what? That's just journalistic malpractice. This is not how the story goes. Okay. Options.
Yeah.
Graphics.
We're gonna go to all this trouble. It's gonna be functionally identical.
Yeah, I think you're right.
The lighting does feel different already, though.
For sure.
Yeah, things got shitty in here.
Wow. So glad we got GeForce now to make this game stop looking like crap.
Nightingale hunted Saga. Didn't see her. The Taken could not see into bright light. Light hurt them, made them vulnerable. Nightingale had no heart, but here he was, killing.
Someone's created a fucked up fantasy about us.
Hey, hold on. We found these kinds of pages. I didn't think they were relevant to this case. I have them right here.
Are those all pages?
Got out of your game, Mr. Break. Go back.
No, wait.
Who's
You're in
that
the
guy?
wrong-
Do we know who that person is? That a spoiler? It's like, do we know who that person is?
Yeah, we know who he is.
What the hell?
No, I know it looks like she got her ass kicked there, but that was a very tactical roll.
Didn't see her. Could not see into bright light.
Okay. Well. Yeah. I suppose an important scene would look normal regardless.
He's coming. No weapon.
I mean, to be fair, that wasn't Reflections, so...
Correct. You are right about that.
Just had to get into the light.
Oh, thank God, the game looks normal again. Witch, huh? We went by a witch's house, Kato.
He can't see me in the light.
RJ, kind of surprised doesn't ask for a game restart when toggling that. That's a good point. I've gotten so used to, like, you just don't touch major graphics settings once you've launched, because it'll just be like...
Go.
That, you can have that next time you relaunch.
End of chapter.
Extremely good. Extremely good. Hey, congrats to all of us here at Remap for managing to get to fight a single enemy in a 2-hour stream about Alan Wake 2 because we spent 20 minutes being like, now if we change this lighting setting, like, what's that gonna do?
Look, if NVIDIA didn't want a bunch of, like, generously half-informed people going through graphics settings and playing around with them and being like, oh, this is only possible via GeForce Now.
I mean, they came back to us. They didn't have to get us back on this train.
Yeah.
They said, we want more of that Remap juice.
We've got the knowledgeable influencers covered, but what we need are more daring lay people.
We need some dudes. We got any dudes out there that think they know a lot about lighting? So we're gonna wind this down in a minute here, but
didn't have a heart.
Oh yeah, so folks are.
The page predicted.
Apparently, you got it because I also missed the next Kuska Brothers ads. Kaleska Brothers ad.
Wait, is there one?
There's a
in the
moment where we're
hotel
allowed
or
to
something?
wander around Bright Falls again. You can go back to the diner and that TV will turn on. And I didn't do
that sounds like a
'cause I was
perfect place to end this stream.
Saga was back at Cauldron Lake. Saga had to pursue Nightingale.
If you've missed that, do you miss it permanently? You must be able to come back to.
A ritual.
I don't know.
Saga would learn how. Stop the
Oh,
monster.
Rob's being coy.
No. I'm like, I hope
okay.
the next time I'm in Bright Falls I'll be able to do that. But it wouldn't surprise me if it just doesn't trigger because I missed it at this moment.
Maybe the sheriff knew more than he was letting on.
He seemed anxious, like he dreaded what was coming. One more mystery.
Yeah,
There's no rational
ZD Grows.
explanation
Nightingale
for
is the FBI agent who shows up in Alan Wake, trying to hunt him down because he's become aware that he's a character that's doomed in the story that Alan has written.
This was supernatural.
Well, I'm glad you were the one to say it. Now we can figure out a way forward. The victim of a ritualistic murder turns into a monster. Is there a connection?
Looks to me like the cult of the tree is performing rituals to create monsters.
Maybe. We need to start with learning this cult's goal, their purpose.
You just said it. It's to create monsters.
Oh, why create monsters?
Isn't that also the tagline of Pacific Rim? To fight monsters, we created monsters. Something like that.
Yeah, but then it turns out we hadn't really created monsters at all. We just built a bunch of cool robots that were basically fine.
That movie's got a really shambly script, but
take it with him?
It's a kick-ass movie.
One is great.
I never even saw it. As soon as Del Toro was not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Now, it looks pretty gnarly down here. But let me tell you, the vibes of the police station once we get upstairs, pretty chill.
A dead man turned into a monster. Light as a way to fight him. Pages predicting the future. There's no rational explanation. This is the case we must solve.
The killers are usually the ones performing the ritual, not the detective. Acting out their sick fantasy. They may be trying to get you involved, forcing you into their twisted world.
Man,
no. Wrong twice.
Remedy owes such a debt to James McCaffrey for being one of the few actors, I think, who can read the most overwrought Remedy writing that they do, and like still bring it off to some extent.
Where does this one go?
Does it go here?
I thought it was cult psychology. Oh, okay. Again, that's some of the goofy nature of this.
The cult of the tree is behind these murders. This case just became much more complicated. I'll need to start a new file.
Hell yeah. Oh, you loved starting
That's
a new
my first
file.
cult
Like,
case.
don't act like that's a burden.
Oh no, not a new case file.
I can't get through this.
Oh, I have to. I can't progress till I do the thing, huh?
Oh, you gotta.
Why
Do
not?
profiling?
Oh,
no,
map.
it's.
Figure out where Nightingale went. Remember, you can quick in.
Thanks.
Okay. Did that. Because the cops are supposed to come through here, so I must just not have...
You just gotta do some case wall stuff.
Yeah,
Did you
I
check
guess
out
so.
her new file?
Maybe not.
Alright, so this case is closed, so you go to the cases.
Yeah, this is it.
You got a profile available? Nah, it doesn't look like it.
Not yet.
That's not available yet, then.
Maybe the other case? No.
What am I missing? I feel like we missed something very obvious.
Someone said try talking to Casey.
Oh, now I have to talk. Okay.
The page places Nightingale
Let's
back
see.
at Cold
Again, so that's
it only
where some
looks
of the...
like a
calls him a Taken. We need to head over there, stop him, before anyone else gets hurt.
Okay.
Just that body falls out of the door.
Okay? Did you get spooked by the bodies?
Sheriff Breaker disappeared.
There's a dead
Nightingale
cop at your
turned some
feet.
Sort of a monster.
Did you
in
get
our
spooked
office.
by the bodies?
You two handle things here. We need to get back to
Yeah, we got
Colorado
spooked
immediately.
and we drilled your deputy.
That's terrible. We'll do what we can, man.
Yeah, everyone agrees to that way too fast. I mean, like, this is a small town. Like, these people are all...
Yeah, this is like the most shocking violence in the history of this. I guess back in 2010, tons of people got sucked into a whirling black vortex. That just happened. And everyone just moved on, I guess. But then look upstairs. They just didn't...
They're a fine pair.
Like, we fired shots.
Nothing. They probably should have like created some sort of like recorded stuff that showed people like in a panic up here, and instead.
My client has been held here long enough. Are you gonna let me speak to them or not?
Just a moment, ma'am. Someone will be right with you.
Nightingale and
Like,
his cult are dangerous.
I would probably say
We need
something
to be
like,
prepared in
"Hey,
case
sorry, a
things
zombie
escalate
just
more
killed a
than they
bunch of
already
cops
have.
downstairs. Can you give me a
Can you
minute?"
call it in, Casey?
Smart choice, Anderson.
Oh.
Yeah, Agent Casey here. Yeah. We need backup. The Bright Falls case.
Oh, don't follow hhim. Turn around.
ASAP.
You remember where the diner is?
The pages haven't been wrong yet.
Oh, he'll just talk to me through my little radio, yeah.
I agree. But it's our best lead. I'm gonna take a quick look around. Meet you back at the car.
See you in a bit.
I thought for a second, oh no, they boarded up the diner.
We're going to a cool guy's house to drink some brewskis. Are you coming? No, Ilmo. I'm very busy wearing a turtleneck and drinking wine like an asshole. Oh dear, I know what Yako needs. I'm here to the rescue. Bring out your inner Wolverine with Armor.
Amazing.
Wow, this is the best party ever. Thanks, Almabeer. Almabeer is a traditional Finnish lager, and we drink it the Finnish way. At the bar while actively avoiding small talk with strangers. Getting blackout drunk on a boat during midsummer and trying not to drown. In the sauna, using your beer can to hide your pippeli from wandering
Oh
eyes.
my god!
Partaking in the Finnish tradition of kalsarikännit, drinking at home alone in your underwear with no intentions of going out. It's not sad if it's intentional. Beer. Your
Yes.
Finnish drinking adventure starts here.
Rob, am I Finnish?
Amazing.
Like,
I think you're discovering.
Polish.
Oh my god.
Polish and Irish, but if I mash them together, maybe they add up to Finnish. That's incredible. I think that's a great place to end this stream. As we've been noting, we're hard to miss based on how the stream looks, but we've been playing this with GeForce Now. I'm sitting here playing on a screen a couple inches from my face, and I have played this game natively, rendered it natively, and it runs great on my machine. It's a well optimized game if you've got the right hardware, but especially if you don't, or even if you have a decent rig and you want to bump up the resolution and put on the fancy effects that we were putting on, that again don't make or break the game, but especially in a game about atmospheric storytelling, all that little stuff adds up. So you can go to GeForce Now. The big thing about Alan Wake 2 is that if you do it on GeForce Now, you can actually get the full ray tracing, DLSS 3.5. And as we mentioned, there are different. I'm gonna pull these up here. Subscriptions that you can try GeForce Now out at, depending on what you're looking for. There is we're here at the ultimate tier, but there are also free tiers. And so it's $19.99 a month for the ultimate tier. You get access to a rig that's got the 480. You get they're different servers, and you get connected to different computers, and you can play them for longer or shorter periods of time. It's kind of how a lot of these kind of cloud streaming services work, because there are limited PCs you can connect to, and so the higher you up are on the subscription part, the more time you get, the faster access you get to things. And so if you're paying $19.99 a month, you get the ultimate tier, and you can play for 8 hours, and then it'll kick you off, and you just log back in, and I guess if you want to play 8 hours more, play to your heart's content.
But maybe take a break. It's been 8 hours. Stand up, walk around.
You get 4K resolutions, 120 frames a second. Basically, you just start unleashing a lot of things that people get to do if you spend thousands on a rig. And here you could buy Alan Wake 2 on the Epic Games Store, sync it up to GeForce Now, pay $20 and play the game for a couple of weeks over the course of a month, and get and access to all that stuff. But there's also there are different, depending on also your monitor, right? If you don't have a 4K monitor, is 4K resolutions helping you? And so that's where you have the priority subscription, where that's $9.99 a month, and you do get access to RTX, the fancy ray tracing stuff, and you get what's called priority access. So it's you get again higher up on getting into the different machines. You can play for 6 hours. You can do 1080p, and you can go up to 60 frames a second. And again, like I said, there is then the free tier. You only get to play for an hour, and sometimes you might have to wait a little bit. But like when I've fussed with it before, it's not like you're sitting around for 45 minutes to check out a game. So if you just want to see how does this work, and like crucially, does my internet connection let me take advantage of those benefits? Because I'm sitting here doing it on a hardwired PC, so your mileage may vary, and so the free tier exists to let you figure that part out. But yeah, we're excited and thankful to be working with NVIDIA again, and we're always looking for fun and goofy ways to do these streams so that they feel a little bit different other than just like jumping in to play a game. And I think looking at a television screen and turning off the lighting rigs, well, we'll see what kind of feedback we get from the folks at NVIDIA after doing the stream. I'm sure it'll be fine, because what did we show? It looks sick, and you want to turn that stuff on. I think we'll be fine. But you can, in the Twitch chat, if you, if there's a command in there for, exclamation mark GFN, you'll get details on where you can sign up, check everything out, and you can also just go to the official GeForce Now website, and it'll also have the details there. And again, you can do this on your computer, your phone, your tablet, certain TVs. You can even like jump through hoops to connect it to a Steam Deck. Like there are a lot of options for you to access this in different ways, and especially with all the different, most like Android and iOS phones can like just connect the Xbox controller you've got in front of you, so you can kind of be messing with the stuff wherever you are. But that is going to do it for us in this stream. Just before we started the stream, we announced the schedule for this week. As mentioned earlier, there's some travel happening between Rob and I this week, and so it's slightly fewer things are happening, but you're still getting a bunch of good stuff. Like this week, you're going to get an interview with several developers of Cocoon. That'll be part of a new like developer interview podcast series that we're starting. You'll get an episode of Remap Radio. Janet Garcia is coming back. She was awesome on last week's podcast. We're recording that early this week so that we can be depressed about new layoffs at Bungie. Like, yay! Like another great day in the games industry. And there'll be an episode of Remap Radio. And I don't know, like Kyle, you'll be doing your Final Fantasy Tactics streams, and maybe fit in something a little spooky if you get extra time.
Spookiness or Halloween.
Yeah, let's watch Kyle play the mortuary assistant by themselves. Good luck. Like, have fun with that one. I'm gonna go.
It was hard enough watching you fucking do it.
I'm gonna go get a finished beer and go trick or treating with my children instead, which is what I'll be doing on Tuesday afternoon. But yeah, so we've got that going on. But like, what was that?
It's fine.
What? Okay,
Just
we gotta
my
get
water
out of here.
bottle.
Falling apart.
It fell.
Is there water everywhere?
No, it was closed. This is the great thing about this water bottle. It's got a twist top.
It sounded like an open vessel. It really did.
Yeah,
they're now slurping. They're
the gaming
slurping
PC is
show.
fine. The gaming PC is fine. It's just
all
a
good.
little wet. It's just like I got a paper towel. Again, our thanks to NVIDIA for sponsoring. If we're lucky, maybe things like the wheel can return someday in the future. We'll see what happens. But thanks everyone for watching, hanging out with us. We will see you later this week. Bye.